A bright, sunny day in sold-out County Stadium, Milwaukee. The temperature is 54 degrees. It's a good day for football, and we have a strong breeze blowing from the goal on your left.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you will please.
Hello, everybody. I'm Kurt Gowdy. No more famous teams than the Packers in the 1960s, led by Vince Lombardi. But remember the famous Frozen Bowl game, the Cowboys and the Packers, the right guard, Jerry Kramer, crunching and leading the way for Bart Starr. Let's take another look at that. Jerry Kramer was selected as a guard on the all-time 50-year NFL team. And Starr goes over, and the Packers win yet another championship. And Jerry Kramer, great to be working with you, a legend of Green Bay. And what about this Packer team? They're the only team that hasn't won a game in the NFL this year.
Kurt, it's a pleasure to be working with you. I think it's a great honor. The Packer team has had some problems. They've been very inconsistent this year. Their running game is non-existent. They have one runner that's close to 100 yards for the season, 85 yards for the season. So they're a new system, a new coach, a lot of holdouts. They have just had a lot of problems. They're hoping to get it together today.
Been an exciting year for the Commonwealth. Governor Dukakis running for president. The Red Sox are in the American League playoffs, and the New England football fans finally get their wish. Doug Flutie will start at quarterback. He earned it with a great fourth quarter performance against Indianapolis last week, and he won the game on this play coming up as called by Steve Grad of NBC.
Flutie 11 for 15, 134 yards, a touchdown and interception, 7 straight completions for the Patriot quarterback. 3rd and 1, 6 out of 16 on 3rd down completion. Flutie, touchdown!
Doug Flutie will always be fighting the size issue. 5 feet 9 3/4. There he is, number 2. He points out that Fran Tarkenton was about 5'10" or 11, and he was a pretty good quarterback for the Vikings and the Giants in the NFL. Have you ever seen him play, Jerry?
No, I haven't, Kurt. I'm looking forward to it, though. I've watched that replay of that Boston College game so many times and talked to Coach Raymond Berry about him, and he brings an excitement to the team. He's the kind of kid that makes something happen, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him play.
I think reserve running back Craig James was quoted in the papers last week. He pretty well summed it up. He says you never can tell what he's going to do. He didn't fit the college scenario or image of the quarterback. He doesn't fit the pro image, but he makes the big plays, and that's what counts. In other words, Mr. Flutie is down to the bottom line. That's what it's all about. And there's his coach Raymond Berry, who has not committed himself beyond this week. We'll see what Flutie does today. And Berry said he deserved it. I want him in there. What about the future? I don't want to talk about it right now. There's the new coach at Green Bay.
Coach Lindy Infante has installed a new system here, pretty much pass-oriented. Has tried to win by throwing the ball the last 5 weeks and has been unsuccessful. Would like to run the ball a little bit more today. Has a new quarterback, Don Mikowski, who will run the ball. He'll run it outside, inside. He'll take it down, pull it down, and take off with it. So we got 2 exciting young quarterbacks out there today.
In 5 games this year, the Patriots that just won the toss, by the way, in the Patriots schedule, the team winning the coin toss in each game has eventually won the game. That might be a good prelude for the Patriots because they won the toss. And they're going to be receiving. This wind has changed around a little bit. It's a crosswind now coming right across the field toward us here in our NBC booth. So the Patriots want the ball, and the Packers will be kicking off. Kicking off will be Max Zendejas, one of the 3 Zendejases playing in the National Football League.
Max has been having a few problems this year also. They've had problems with the running game, with the receivers dropping the ball. Max missed 3 or 4 field goals, missed an extra point last week. So the whole team has been inconsistent, unable to sustain any kind of offensive drive or offensive move.
This kickoff is sponsored by Budweiser, the King of Bears. And here's the boot. And rookie Sammy Martin, 1 yard deep, comes out to the 10, 15 to the 20, and is buried there at the 21-yard line. The Packers haven't had a lot of trouble on defense. They rank up there in the middle of the pack in the National Football League. Blaze Winter made that hit for the Packers. It's been their offense that has suffered. A return of 22 yards. Here's the lineup for the Patriots. Flutie at quarterback. Perriman is the fullback. Good blocker. Stevens, a rookie, will be the tailback or halfback. Fryer and Morgan are the wide receivers. Lynn Dawson is the tight end. Fryer is spreading to the right. Morgan to the left. They're in the pro set, and Flutie puts them down. There was the offensive line. Perriman, the fullback, gets the call, and surges up to just short of the 25. Perriman is a sort of a rarity among the backs coming out of college now. Alfonso Carricker is the left end. Blaze Winter is the nose tackle. Robert Brown is the right end. 4 linebackers are Anderson, Holland, Dorsey, and Harris. Harris is a good one. Watch him today. 97. He leads the team in sacks. Lee, Brown, Murphy, and Stills. The Packers secondary. Patriots have a second down, 6 on their 25-yard line. We're just underway. Flutie on the play action is going to throw, steps up and tosses it. He completes it to Morgan crossing, and Morgan's out of bounds on the 46-yard line of the Patriots. Taken out there by Dave Brown. So on his first pass, the little guy hits it. And the veteran Stanley Morgan. They've got to get him more in the ball game, Jerry. He hasn't, look at, he's had only 12 catches. He's been one of the premier receivers for years in the National Football League.
Has been a very consistent performer, Kurt, year after year after year. It's interesting that Flutie stayed in the pocket that time and actually considers himself a pocket passer.
Well, that's what his coach Jack McNell said at Boston College. You all call him a wild scrambler. He can be a pure pocket passer until he gets in trouble. That's Stevens, the rookie. He's got about a yard when he's taken standing up there at the Patriot 47-yard line. Stevens is a combination of power and speed. That's why they drafted him number 1. He weighs 220 and runs a 4.440 out of Northwest Louisiana State, and he can block. I was about to say, most of these backs coming out of college are just runners. They pitch him the ball or hand it off to him and haven't learned to block. Now Stevens goes out. And Craig James replaces him. James is an excellent receiver. Second down, 9. Patriots on their 47. No score early. James going in motion. Flutie will throw. Quick one out to James, and he can't hang on to it. Craig James had a knee surgery last year. 3rd and 9. When you see James come in, it means they're usually going to pass. Dave Brown, the veteran right cornerback, helping break up that play. Brown is in his 14th year. An all-time great at the University of Michigan. 3rd and 9. Patriots on their 47.
3rd and 9.
This is a situation, of course, Raymond Berry would like to not see. 3rd and 9, the pure passing situation.
They've got Sammy Martin, the rookie, in. Cedric Jones is in. 4 wide receivers in the game right now. Great drop back. Here's Flutie scrambling out of the pocket. 45, 50. And just as short of the first down as he edges over the Green Bay 45. And Jerry, here's an example of how he can scramble. I don't think I've ever seen a better one. Tarkenton was a great scrambler, but he's really cute with the feet.
It's interesting how the Green Bay defensive linemen try to keep him inside. You see this containment from the outside, make him go up the middle. That works to a certain extent. It kept him from getting the first down, but you're right, Kurt. He will scramble, and he does a great job at it.
Well, they're going in punt formation. Fiegels, who has outstanding hang time. He gets that ball up there. He's averaged 39 yards a punt. He replaced Rich Camarillo now with the Rams. Trying to pooch it up. A fair catch being called on the Pack 14-yard line by Walter Stanley. And the Packers will put the ball in play deep in their own territory. We'll have a timeout here at County Stadium, Milwaukee, with a score of the Patriots 0 and the Packers 0. Lansford a star again. Not Carney with the Oakland A's, but Lansford of The L.A. Rams have just kicked a 41-yard field goal. The Rams lead Atlanta in the first period 3-0. So the Packers will come up with a young second-year quarterback, Don Mikowski of Virginia. He's number 7. We'll give you their lineup. Right now they're on their 14-yard line with a first down. They're in the I formation. Going in motion is the rookie Sterling Sharp, and they give the ball off to Kenneth Davis, the tailback, and he plows his way to the 19-yard line of the Packers, taken down by Johnny Rembert, the inside linebacker. Mikowski, a quarterback, Kenneth Davis, Paul Ott Caruth, that's his full name. He's a cousin of Mel Ott, a distant cousin. Sterling Sharp and Walter, Mr. Excitement, Stanley, the wide receivers, and Ed West, the tight end. Rutgers, Moran, Cannon, Hallstrom, and Euchre are
Second and 5.
people. Second and 5, the Packers under 19. They have no score early in the first period. Davis again, and he comes out. He may have the first down to the 24. Johnny Rembert makes the tackle once more. Rembert's having an outstanding year. He had to play behind Steve Nelson. We'll explain that to you. There's Williams, Tom Good, the rookie, Garen Barris, the front three, with Jordan outside left, filling in for Tippett, Reynolds, Rembert, McGrew, the linebackers. They're going to measure. Lepet, the left cornerback, Claiborne, the veteran, at right corner, Roland James, and Fred Marion, the free safety who leads this team in tackles the last 2 years. How come a free safety could lead a team in tackles?
That's an interesting question, Kurt. We always felt like the linebacker should be the leading tackler. I know when Nitschke would miss a tackle, Willie Wood would look at him, and Nitschke would say with those mean eyes, and he said, you wouldn't want to miss another tackle after Wood looked at you. So maybe the linebackers aren't doing their job up front.
First down for the Packers. Each team has one first down. Clint Didier is in the game, and Brent Fullwood is also in there. The Packers shuffle around, and straight his head goes Brent Fullwood, second-year player. This is how bad the Packer running game has been. He leads this team in rushing with 84 yards in 5 games.
The rushing game has been bad, Kurt. Lindy Infante, the head coach of the Packers, is well aware of that. And we talked this week about trying to establish a little better running game. As we look at Andre Tippett on the sidelines, the great linebacker for the New England Patriots, who's been sidelined with an injury.
He may be back next week against Cincinnati at home. Second down, 6. Packers, they're 28. Play action, and it's an incomplete pass. Brent Fullwood sliding out of the backfield. It wasn't a good pass by the quarterback, McCoskey. Brings up a 3rd and 6. It's interesting. Green Bay has been running the ball right at the Patriots, trying to establish some kind of a running game. They've averaged 2.5 yards a carry this season.
That's what Lindy indicated earlier in the week, that he's going to try to use that 2 tight end set and come out running the ball. We've been hearing enough about not being able to.
Now they're in the shotgun. Keith Woodside has gone in. He'll be number 33. McCoskey drops back. The 3 wide receivers in there. McCoskey, look out, he's hit as he lets the ball go, and a good rush that time from the Patriots. Coming up on a blitz was Ernest Gibson, number 43. He came in from the blind side and jarred the arm of McCoskey as he was releasing the ball. It's incomplete. 4th and 6.
Pure passing situation. You can see McCoskey is not looking as Ernest Gibson comes in from the blind side and puts a little pressure on. The ball was thrown, but not thrown well. And of course, the pass was incomplete.
Don Bracken, 39.7 average. Longest has been 62. Irving Fryer, he's 4th in the NFL in punt returns. Burden of Indianapolis leads with 18-yard average in bringing back punts. Bracken kicking. Good spiral. Fryer takes it on his 27. Dancing around, gets to the 30, breaks out, comes up to the 37, and a flag goes down on the punt return. And the hit was made by Ron Pitts, who is the son of Elijah Pitts, who used to play with Jerry Kramer here with the Packers, and Elijah Pitts is now an assistant coach with the Buffalo Bills. So let's see what this penalty's about.
Elijah liked those buffalo wings so well, those chicken wings, that he went to Buffalo and will not leave there now. Nice to see Ronnie Pitts on the Green Bay team. Fine young man, bright, dedicated.
Now let's get the call from referee Jerry Markwright.
Illegal block.
number 38, while the kick was in the air, penalized from the possession spot. First down.
That is Roland James penalized for an illegal block. And the Patriots will go back to their 18-yard line where they'll start. And we'll take a timeout with a score of the Patriots nothing and the Packers nothing. Raymond Berry and Steve Grogan in back of him. Grogan attends about 3 coaches meetings a week. He calls the play, and they're usually signaled in by Tom Ramsey. So, you know, Grogan is almost an assistant coach.
He really is, Kurt. Should get coaching pay.
Well, he probably talked about it. First down, Patriots on their 18-yard line. Flutie faking, rolling out, and the toss is good. And coming up over the 25 to the 27-yard line. Now that's an example of Flutie's faking. Lynn Dawson, the tight end, caught that ball. But Flutie had a great fake. You look at that to Stevens. Now comes out.
Great fake and gets outside where the Packer defense doesn't want to see him. They want to keep him in the middle where they can contain him and not let him free flow and do all those wonderful things he does as he throws that completion to Lynn Dawson.
Second down, a yard to go. The Patriots on their own 27. We have no score. 9:35 to go in the first period. A double tight end setup. Trying to crack ahead is John Stevens. He may have the first down at the Patriots 29-yard line. Johnny Holland was in there on the tackle. And number 54, Scott Steven, a reserve linebacker. Well, they're going to call it. Wait a minute. Now they move him up. They kept that second down yard line. They finally move him up. First down, Patriots. That's their second first down of the game. They're on their 29-yard line. They have a spread backfield of Stevens and Perriman. Pryor going in motion. Flutie on the straight drop back. And the pass is complete to the 47-yard line of Stanley Morgan again. Covered by Mark Lee, who had to bring him down. Another Patriot first down. That's the second Flutie to Morgan pass of the game.
Well-thrown ball from the pocket without the scramble from the end zone. Watch with us as Flutie goes back. It's good protection, good time, and throws the ball over the linebackers to Stanley Morgan. Nice catch, nice reception, first down.
Patriots on their 47. Pryor's the only wide receiver now. They have a double tight end setup.
See Flutie jumping up there to see if the ball was complete or not.
There goes Pryor in motion. They're in the eye. And there's a stumbling start by the fullback Perriman. He was off balance before he got going to take the handoff. He stumbled in his set as he came off the ball when Flutie handed to him. And he still picked up, well, nothing. On a 47, no gain.
I think this is the first time the Patriots have played on real turf in some time, Kurt, so we can credit the turf with that tackle.
Cincinnati. Let's see if we have a shot of that. Second down, 10. Patriots on their 47. A scoreless tie. Stevie Jones spread out to the left. That's the tight end, good receiver, Steve Johnson. And Stevens blasts over the 50 to the Packer 49. Hit by John Anderson, the left outside linebacker. The Jets lead the undefeated Cincinnati Bengals 2-0. Marty Lyons got a safety on Boomer Esiason in the first period. We have a third down. And here's the 10-minute ticker coming up. Indianapolis ahead of Buffalo. Boy, they need to win Indianapolis. And the rest of them, you had the Rams score, leading Atlanta 3-0. Third down and 6. Patriots on the 49-yard line of the Packers. Flutie's pass is incomplete. It looked like he was tackled. He was tackled there. Mark Murphy, the strong safety, on Stanley Morgan, or Craig James, and he had him almost tackled as the ball was coming his way for interference.
Flags came from both sides of the field and a lot of noise from the stands.
Pass interference, number 37.
That's
defense,
who it is. Mark
automatic
Murphy.
first down.
The Patriots pick up an automatic first down. They're on the Packer 42-yard line. That brings the Patriots up from their 18 to the 42. Right now, a 40-yard drive that they're in the midst of. We have no score. 6:33 to play in the first period. Fryer and Morgan are set in a slot right formation, a spread backfield. There goes Fryer in motion. Looked like some illegal motion up front on the Patriots. They were moving around, and they immediately blew the ball dead.
Somebody in that offensive line got a little excited.
Number 2, offense.
Number two got a little excited. Not the offensive guard, the quarterback.
Flutie in that fourth quarter. Here it is. Now let's watch him.
It takes a little time to get the rhythm and get everything right. And it's just, you know, he's a little quick, and maybe the center's a little slow, and it's a natural thing, having not started the game since last year. You look at Coach Raymond Berry on the sideline in the red sweatshirt there, and he's not thinking it's a natural thing.
Flutie has hit 3 out of 4 passes so far for 47 yards. 1st and 15 for the Patriots on the Packer 47. In the shotgun. It's complete at the 41 of the Packers to Reggie Dupart coming out of the backfield with John Anderson covering him in the linebacking position.
2nd and about 10.
That puts it on the 41 and makes it 2nd and 9 for the Patriots. Patriots have had pretty good possession time in this first quarter.
Pretty balanced attack too, Kurt. They're running the ball fairly well and throwing the short passes, maintaining possession of the ball, moving the ball well.
Well, they've been about 50-50 this year in rushing and passing, which is what coaches strive for. There may be a Packer offside. They jump. Flutie comes out of the pocket, goes to the 40, to the 35, still running, slips away, and is dropped at the 31 of the Packers. He appears to have a first down. Mark Murphy had to bring him down. That's twice he scrambled up the middle for pretty good yardage. And Caracker, the left end, I think jumped offside. Number 76.
Offside, number 76, defense. Penalty declined, first down.
So the Patriots decline the penalty, and on Flutie scramble, they pick up the first down. They're on the Green Bay 31-yard line. They've got a good march going now.
A couple Green Bay mistakes. Flutie obviously had a free play on that. He saw the offsides and knew that the worst they could do was gain 5 yards, so take a shot and see what happened.
Morgan spread left, Fryer right. Flutie fumbles the ball. It's picked up by Stevens. Stevens still going, and he turns the play into a little bit of something that looks like a disaster. Ken Still wrestled him down. And the ball will be on the Packer 26. He gained 5 on the fumble that bounced right up to him out of Flutie's hand.
Now this is just a botched snap. Maybe Flutie's coming out again a little quick. Stevens there very alertly picks up the ball and makes about a 5-yard run out of nothing at all. A great effort by the young rookie.
2nd down 5 for the Patriots on the Packer 26. No score. 4:24 in the first period. Stevens again, he's upended for no gain at the 26 by John Dorsey. Right inside linebacker, 5th-year player from the University of Connecticut. 3rd down and 5.
John Dorsey replaced Brian Noble when Brian was holding out for all of the preseason and the four regular season games, and Brian's going to have a little bit of problem getting his job back. John Dorsey has done an excellent job at linebacker.
The Patriots are 1 out of 2 in 3rd down conversion attempts. They're 40% for the season. Pretty good average. The average is about 35% in the NFL. They've got Craig James in there, Sammy Martin. They're a 4 wide receiver setup out of the shotgun, and the toss is wide at the 20-yard line. The play was covered out there. Pass intended for Morgan. It was covered by Mark Murphy, and now the field goal team is coming on.
Well, Stanley Morgan, the wide receiver, will break to the outside. Mark Murphy, the free safety for Green Bay, right on top of him. Excellent coverage, but the ball was a little overthrown. We're going to see a field goal attempt by Teddy Garcia.
He's hit 5 out of 7. His fault has been, they say he hurries too much, but he has a very strong leg. He's kicked one 50 yards. This will be a 44-yard attempt. The kick is up. He drives it, and it is good. And the Patriots grab the lead 3-0 with 3:28 to go in the first period. So that's 6 out of 8 this year for young Tony Garcia. Timeout. New England 3, Green Bay 0.
To the sheriff's office, please.
3-0. Patriots over the Packers. Garcia will kick off. Strong leg. He reaches the end zone. Brent Fullwood and Patrick Scott are deep for the Packers. A high one. Fullwood is going to field it at the 3, to the 10, just to the 20. Still working. And now they toss him back, and his forward progress will probably stop around the 23, 24-yard line. Covering the kick is Jim Bowman, downfield on the Patriots special team. Indianapolis increases its lead, 10-0 over Buffalo. Kansas City leading Houston 3-0 in the first period. And the Jets 9, Cincinnati 0. Roger Vick on a 1-yard run. That's in the first period. Packers, let's put it on their 24-yard line with a first down. Didier's in a tight end. The ex-Dallas Cowboy tight end. McCoskey off to Caruth, and he is hammered that time. Paul Ott Caruth is hit in there by Garen Varus. He never had a chance to get going.
Really didn't. That was a running set, too, the 2 tight end set from which we like to run and think we can run. And that ball didn't get to the line of scrimmage. The ball carrier got hit in the end zone. Take a look at it with us from the end zone. The left side of the Packer line, Garen Varus, number 60, stands up Rich Moran and makes the tackle about 2 yards deep.
Second down, 12. They lost 2 on that one. They called an audible. A quick out pattern is complete to Sterling Sharp. Sharp's away, and they push him out of bounds. He's quite a story. Sterling Sharp, All-American in South Carolina, was the #1 pick this year for the Packers. He caught 1 pass in his first 13 games. He's caught 13 his last 2 games and picked up a first down on this one.
He is one of the bright spots in this Packer offense. You can see Mikowski throwing the ball on a quick out. This is what we like about Sterling Sharp. After he catches the ball, he has the ability to do something with it. And there you see him make about a 9-10 yard gain all by himself. Good enough for the first down.
First down.
They have Keith Woodside in now. He's the tailback. Out of the I formation. Packers first down. Double fake that time. There's a pass, and it is nearly intercepted at the 35-yard line. The pass was intended for Sterling Sharp. 3 Patriots were there covering. One of them was Roland James, a strong safety. Second and 10 for the Packers. You know, I said Didier, the Cowboys over there with the Redskins. Let me correct myself on that.
Take a look at this, though. We're throwing into a zone defense here, and we've got 4 New England defenders in the zone, and you know, it's just an attempt to air it out and loosen that defense up and move everybody off the ball a little bit.
Second down, 10. The Patriots on their 30. The Packers on their 37. And that was incomplete to Woodside, number 33. Pass was high. Been a little bit high, and Johnny Rembert was back defending.
Mikowski really isn't loose yet, Kurt. He thrown the ball a little off on the square outs. That ball was thrown high. The ball deep. Maybe shouldn't have been thrown. So he's not really settled down yet.
Third and 10. Packers in their own territory. 37, 3-0 Patriots. 2:18 to go in the first period. Now he's got 4 wideouts in the game. Scott's in there, Perry Kemp, Stanley, and Sharp out of the shotgun. And he's going to go deep. He's got a man open. That's Sharp. He's got the ball. And they're going to have to haul him down. Sharp's at the 5 and goes down on the 3. Sterling Sharp on the bomb from Petoskey. And a flag has been dropped. It's holding against the Packers. This play will be called back. That is a 60-yard pass play. The 61 yards is going to be wiped out on holding in the Packer backfield.
Holding, number 57, offense, third down.
It's on Rich Moran, the left guard, who dropped back on pass blocking, committed a very costly penalty.
And Rich is disputing the call a little bit. We saw Garen Barris overcome Rich a moment ago. We don't know if that's what happened again, but obviously it was a holding call.
And Rod McSwain, 23, has been nagged right now. They're attending him. So while we're waiting, as they attend McSwain, the Packers regroup. Timeout with a score. The Patriots 3.
A shot of the holding penalty very quickly. Number 60, Garen Barris, defensive end, being held by Rich Moran, 57. Rich is disputing that call a little bit, and it didn't look like a bad holding penalty.
3rd and 20 for the Packers from their 27. 4 wide receivers from the shotgun. Petoskey is high, and the hit is Perry Kemp immediately. First-year player who's caught 15 passes this year. University of Pacific in California. And they're short of the first down, and now the punting team is coming on. Jim Bowman made that hit. He's a hard hitter, the 4th year for the Patriots from Central Michigan.
John Bracken will do the punting.
The line of scrimmage is the 37. It's 4th and 10. Don Bracken the punt. First punt was 43 yards. Irving Fryer is going to be looking up in the sun. Takes a good athlete to play safety in college and the pros. You have to, first of all, be able to catch the ball. Those punch, twist, and spin. Fryer looking up in the sun. He's blinded. He couldn't see it. And it's bounding around. And the ball is fielded on his 60. He did a good thing. You know, when you're blinded like that, why take a chance?
Absolutely, Kurt. Get away from it.
17-yard line.
47-yard punt.
Patriots.
Irving Fryer again on that last punt. Gets back, looks up directly into the sunlight, decides here that he's lost the ball right about now, and says, hey, I'm getting out of here.
And quick.
Intelligently does the right thing.
Now the Patriots will put the ball in play on the 16-yard line.
Packer fans coming alive.
Last time the Patriots had the ball, they had a drive that consumed over 6 minutes. They went 56 yards in the drive. It culminated in the field goal. Doug Flutie's pass. Look out! He threw it right into the hands of Mark Murphy. And the Packers intercept. It was intended for Robert Perriman, a big break for the Packers. They had a bad break with a 60-yard pass play call back. That ball sort of wobbled out. I wonder if it was hit. I wonder if he was hit when he let it go, or it was a little bit deflected.
Either one, Kurt, because that ball was wobbling like a wounded duck. Now, it either slipped out of his hands or was tipped at the line of scrimmage. You can watch with us as we see from the end zone as Flutie goes back. Don't see it, but watch this ball. It just kind of dies up there. Mark Murphy makes the interception, and watch who makes the tackle. Number 2. Watch again from another angle. Watch him see the interception, and he takes off to make the tackle. This is a tough, hard-nosed kid and a competitor.
All right, first down, Packers on the Patriot 12-yard line. We've had our first turnover in the game. Bruce brought down by Garen Barris, who knifed in from that right end. The Patriots thought Garen Barris should have made the Pro Bowl last year. He really had a great season for the Patriots, playing defensive right end.
Had a fine year. Those Pro Bowl things sometimes go a little more to winning teams than they do to the deserving players. And that's natural and normal.
So the first quarter is coming to an end in County Stadium, Milwaukee. And the score with a timeout is New England 3 and Green Bay nothing. On the Patriot 10-yard line with a second down and 8. We had one turnover. There's a man that intercepted the pass.
Mark Murphy.
Bald head, Mark Murphy.
Number 37. What a great competitor. He gives you 100% on every play, not only in the football game, but on the practice field. If every Packer played like Mark Murphy, they would not be 0-5. Woodside
is in the backfield. Caruth is the lone setback right now. 2nd down, 8 for the Packers. Kosky's going to throw. They got a rush on him. He's scrambling away. Now he'll throw on the no. He doesn't throw. They hit him. He falls forward to about the 7-6-yard line. Lawrence McGrew is putting the heat on him from the right outside linebacking position for the Patriots. Spot the ball on the 7 of the Patriots. There's your stats. The Patriots, neither team rammed it down each other's throat on the ground. Patriots have the edge. Total yards 84-39, and as we said, they had the ball 9:37, possession to 5:23 for the Packers. It was a Patriot first quarter, but now it's the second quarter, and the Packers are on the Patriots 7-yard line. 3rd down and 5. Scott and Stanley are in the game. Wide receiver. That's Sterling Sharp running around in motion. McCoskey fading and throws. Oh, it's dropped. Patrick Scott dropped it. They dropped 9 passes last week against Tampa Bay. They've had the dropsies all year long. They can't understand it. Ernest Gibson was covering. Boy, that's discouraging to a team and to a quarterback.
This has plagued the Packers for the last several weeks. Right across the middle. Ball is well thrown. Right exactly in the hands. It's maybe just too easy. Patrick Scott feels worse than anyone on the field or in the stands.
Then Dejos for the point, for the field goal. 25-yard attempt. The kick is up, and the kick is good, and we've got a tie game. Then Dejos had kicked 3 out of 7 previously. So the Packers tie it with 13:58 to go in the half. New England 3, Green Bay 3. Tony Eason had a nerve injury after an injured shoulder last year. He's still not fully recovered. They don't know when he'll be back. Tough break for him. 14-7, the Redskins lead Dallas. Mark Rippon has thrown 2 touchdown passes. There's nothing wrong with him. Some of their other Redskins have failed, but not the rookie quarterback who replaced Doug Williams. Marvin Allen, the rookie, coming out, finds the gap and almost shot through and goes to the 24-yard line. Allen's a tough kid, 215-pounder, a rookie from Tulane, number 39. That's a 22-yard return. So here's the 10-minute ticker. Cincinnati's come back. Looks like they missed the extra point. Seattle-Cleveland tied. Indianapolis needing a win badly, leading. Kansas City over Houston. The Bears, McMahon threw a pass to Dennis McKinnon. The Rams lead Atlanta. 14-7 we just gave you. Washington, Dallas, and the Vikings 7, Tampa Bay nothing.
Ball on the 24, first down.
Patriots on their 24-yard line. First down. Stevens with Perriman in the eye. There goes Perriman out. Flutie to Stevens. Stevens cuts around. He's at the 25 to the 30. Good move. You saw his acceleration as he started off left tackle and saw a little gap outside, and whew, away he went. That's what they like about it.
That's exactly right, Kurt. The ability to, when it's clogged up on the inside, as this is, we watch Flutie now. The handoff to Stevens, number 44, and things are kind of messed up on the inside. A little move outside, and the acceleration and the speed to pick up 9, almost 10 yards on a play that might not have been anything.
They have 2nd down, a yard to go. Stevens has averaged 3.6 yards to carry this year. Leads the Patriots in rushing at 237 yards. And Perriman trying to get that first down, trying to move the pile. He may have done it. He just is short of the 35 of the Patriots, with Tim Harris leading the charge for the Packers, 97. Harris has 27 tackles this year, tied for first on the Packer team, and he has 3 sacks. He makes big plays, a 3rd-year man out of Memphis State. The first down for the Patriots.
When Tim Harris finds out how good he can become, he might really be something. Big, strong kid, 6'5", 245, got speed.
Out of the eye again for the Patriots. Tight end Johnson in motion. Stevens racked up. Boy, he's hit hard there. Blaze Winter, 68, and Alfonso Carricker, number 76, made the stop. Carricker had a hard hit on him. New England's had 6 first downs in the game, and Green Bay 2.
Watch the nose tackle. Blaze Winter, number 68. Difficult job, difficult chore. He and Alfonso Carricker, number 76, sandwiched the ball carrier for no gain.
That's what that nose tackle's supposed to do, clog up the middle, create a vacuum there. Dupart has come in for the Patriots. And Flutie getting away from Harris. Flutie throws. It's complete into Packer territory and trying to race away with it. Dorsey's on Morgan. Morgan open in the zone right down the middle. Flutie hit him. That was a good pass. Flutie scrambling around, had to throw under one. A 24-yard pass completion. The third reception for Stanley Morgan in this game, and they're going to him. He hasn't seen much of the ball this year. Now they take him out.
He's having a big day today, but Flutie does again what the Packers don't want to see him do. He's in the pocket, but he is not contained. He gets outside. He's got all the room to maneuver. He's got great speed, great quickness, great presence of mind, vision. Throws the ball down the field to Morgan. Tiger Green comes up and gives him a lick right here, but doesn't make the tackle.
Flutie, after a play action, they're all after him. He throws on the run. He's wrestled down. And in there on him was Tim Harris, put a hard charge, and also Carricker. There's Harris. He's a good pass rusher, Jerry.
He's got quickness. For that size, 6'5", 245, he is quite a linebacker. Watch him here, 97 on the right of your screen. He gets a hold of Flutie, and this is a kind of a close call here. It could almost be called grounding or throwing the ball away intentionally, but it is not called. Of course, Harris very upset over that.
They've changed that intentional grounding rule quite a bit in recent years. If you throw the ball away to avoid a loss, that's intentionally grounding. There's fire going in motion. Here's Dupart trying to get outside. He's a 35, and he slices out of bounds. He may have the first down inside the 30. He's taken out there by Chuck Cecil, a rookie from Arizona. Reggie Dupart.
Nice running play by the Patriots. Sean Farrell, number 62, the left guard, right in the right of your screen, coming out here to throw a block on Brown. Reggie Dupart cuts back inside for a nice first down. Nice game.
Dupart finished last season strong, but hasn't done much this year. First down, Patriots on the Packer 29. We're tied 3-3. 11:16 to go in the half. The Tupu in motion. Dupart trying to fight his way to the Packer 25. Maybe just short of there. Tiger Green got him. Brings up a second down, 6. Seattle leading the Browns 10-7 now in the first period. Dallas has come back with a field goal. It's 14-10, the Redskins over Dallas. That ball, you see, it looks like it's on the 26, but you always move it to the next yard line by the official statistics of the National Football League. So put it on the 25. It's second down, 6. Patriots still maintaining time of possession in this game. Flutie on a rollout pattern. Can't find anybody, and it's tipped away. It was intended for Fryer. It was tipped by Johnny Holland of Texas A&M, number 50, a second-year player. 3rd and 6 for the Patriots.
If he rolls out very many more times, they're going to have to start thinking about resting those defensive linemen. Alfonso Carricker was chasing him across the field that time, and looks like he's breathing pretty hard right now as we watch Flutie in the top of your screen roll out to his left. Gives him a lot of time. See his guards out there in front of him? Gives him a lot of time to decide where to throw the ball. The coverage was good there, so we didn't have an open receiver. But we bought a lot of time.
Those are design plays that take advantage of Flutie's quickness with his feet. Now he rolls right. Throws on the run, and it's tipped again. John Anderson tipped it. This is a pet peeve of Flutie. They said every time I throw the ball and it's tipped or deflected, they say I'm too short. Yet tall quarterbacks all around the NFL have passes deflected. Why do they pick on me?
Obviously, there are a lot of tipped passes in every football game we see. But watch Flutie again as he buys that time, rolls out to the right. Not only gives him a clear path to throw the ball and a little better look downfield, but gives him that additional time. That time the linebacker made a great move and tipped the ball.
This will be a 42-yard field goal attempt by Teddy Garcia. He's already kicked one today. This one's down. There's that strong leg, and he missed this one. It's to the left. Wide left. So the Patriot drive, which carried from their 24 to the Packer 25, goes for naught, and we have a timeout. The score is the Packers 3 and the Patriots 3.
Oh, boy, that's close.
So a timeout as he just missed, and the score is 3-3. There's the regular quarterback of the Packers, Randy Wright, threw for over 300 yards against Tampa Bay last week. He's out today with a groin injury. Caruth and Davis are the setbacks. McCoskey, the second-year quarterback, throws, completes it to Davis, and he fights his way out to the 35 of the Packers for a first down. Johnny Rembert wrapped him up.
Pretty good protection up front that time. Of course, it was a quick pass, and we would expect that, but that's one of the areas along with the non-existent running game. Take a look at the pass protection up front. Rich Moran on your left is wheeling his man by. Hallstrom holding him up front. Good protection. Nice pass over the middle. 9-yard gain.
Fullwood is in. Didier's in. The tailback is Fullwood in the eye. They give him the ball, and the ex-Auburn star is stopped at the 39-yard line. He is averaged 2.4 yards this year, 3 touchdowns rushing. The Packers are trying to improve their running game. Drafted Davis, number 2 in '86, Fullwood, number 1 in '87, and Woodside, number 3 in '88. And none of them are, well, I don't think they've had much help.
Brent Fullwood, as we see, carrying the ball on the replay with our young man.
Down 7, Packers in the 38. We're tied here 3-all. McCoskey broken up at the 47-yard line, intended for Sharp, and broken up by Ronnie Lepet, who's become an outstanding left cornerback. In fact, Jerry Kramer, recently Jerry Burns, the coach of the Vikings, called the Patriots secondary the best in the National Football League. It's experience. When Lepet started out, they threw at him. There they are. Look at him. Look at the experience. They threw the ball a lot to Lepet and away from Claiborne. Now they're not going to Lepet's side and throwing more to Claiborne's side, who has 12 years experience.
Lepet has developed into probably the finest defensive back on the team, Kurt. Absolutely right.
3rd down 7 for the Packers. He's getting time, and he cranks that in to Walter Stanley of Mesa College, a 4th-year player. It's a first down. Walter Stanley, very bashful, calls himself Mr. Excitement. Last year he called himself Quick Six, and before that, All-State.
Mr. All-State, Mr. Excitement, runs a nice pattern here. Down, makes a cut inside, and catches the ball right in the middle. Now, he has had some pretty decent days, but has had a little problem dropping the ball the last couple weeks, but held on to that one.
Well, the Packers have moved into Patriot territory at the Patriot 45 with a first down. They started this drive on their 20-yard line. Quick rollout, and they get it to Didier, the tight end. Didier still going, and they take him out of bounds at the 30-yard line. That's Fred Marion, the free safety, who bumped him out. Didier's the best pass receiver of the 3 tight ends that the Packers have.
Clint Didier just picked up by the Packers, number 80, makes a nice reception and runs well with the ball. Watch him shed this tackler here. Goes on down the sidelines and will not step out of bounds. Meets the tackler head on.
Packers are moving now with their passing game. First down in the Patriots 30. The game ties 3-all midway in the second quarter. Caruth in motion. McCoskey's back again. And he's got a man open. That's Woodside at the 20, 15. And Woodside's down to the 12. Keith Woodside, a rookie of Texas A&M. Marion made the tackle for the Patriots. And the Packers are threatening to take the lead at the 13-yard line of New England. Here's our 10-minute ticker. Jets still on top of Cincinnati. Seattle ahead by 3. Look at Indianapolis pouring it on. Buffalo didn't get a touchdown last week against the Bears. Kansas City ahead. Bears lead Detroit. Rams 13, Atlanta nothing. Washington over Dallas and Tampa Bay, and the Vikings are tied. So at the 13-yard line, first down, Green Bay. Fullwood. And they ride him down. Boy, that's good running. He moved him. He moved 2 or 3 Patriots. Ed Reynolds just stayed right on his back and finally got him down. But he picked up some valuable yardage. We're going to pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network. Kurt Gowdy, Jerry Kramer here in County Stadium, Milwaukee. Packers threatening. They're on the Patriot 8-yard line. They have a second down, 5. Woodside and forward. Woodside. They hit him, but he went forward. They nearly knocked him off his feet at the 8. And the big spin carries the ball down to about the 3-yard line.
Now that's the kind of running action I like to see, Kurt. Watch Keith Woodside, number 33, get hit here close to the line of scrimmage. Bang, turns his head, keeps his balance, spins around, goes on downfield, picks up enough for the first down. That's the kind of running game this team needs.
Green Bay has started on their 20. They're now at the Patriot 2-yard line, a first and goal to go. Forward is the tailback. Caruth is the upback. Forward, they hit him. And he nearly lost some yardage. We had a great charge there by Brent Williams. Tim Jordan came in from the left outside. That's Jordan, 93. On the 2, no gain. Second and 2 for a touchdown. McCoskey's completed 6 out of 12 for 82 yards in the game.
Hank Buller, the defensive coach of the Green Bay Packers, on the sideline. Old teammate of mine.
Forward, the fake to him, and McCoskey roars in. Great fake up the middle to Brent Fullwood, and the quarterback, Don McCoskey, rolls in for the score, and the Packers take the lead for the first time in the game. Boy, he really faked that one up the middle.
Excellent fake, Kurt. Excellent fake up the middle, and this McCoskey is about as fine an athlete as you'll find playing that quarterback position. This is a young man that high jumped 6'11" in college.
Zendejas for the point. Low snap, but he gets it up, and it's good. Watch this fake here on our rerun. He fakes the Fullwood up the middle and then rolls out. Gets the job done.
21, Fullwood going up the middle, up in the air, and Mikowski just moves outside and makes a nice move here to avoid that tackler and get it into the end zone. It's a fine young runner.
All right, we have a timeout here in Milwaukee. 5:11 to go in the half. It's now Green Bay 10, New England 3. There's a story of the Packer drive that has put them in the lead. They had the ball over 5 minutes. Patriots in the first quarter had a drive that gave them possession over 6 minutes. Blair Keel, number 10, is the backup quarterback, ex of Notre Dame. Zendejas' kickoff is coming to Marvin Allen at the 9. The rookie to the 20. Cuts through and gets it out to the 34 at the 25-yard return. Downfield, the cover for the Packers is Joey Hackett. There's Flutie talking to Steve Grogan. They're looking at their game plan and plays. Grogan gives him his first selection when he comes in to take over the team on the 34-yard line. Brian Noble is in at inside linebacker now for the Packers. Flutie is 5 out of 11 for 78 yards in the game. We have Stevens and Perryman as the running backs. Patriots are trailing now 10-3. Fryer was in motion. Play action. Flutie scrambling away. And he flips it out to Stevens. And Stevens tackled behind the line at the 29 of the Patriots. Blaze Winter. What a rush they had on Flutie. That's one time he couldn't get away, and he just dumped it off. Tim Harris was in rushing him from the right outside linebacking position.
What great presence of mind in the middle of this rush. Watch Doug Flutie, number 2, as he is rushed right here. Alfonso Carricker is chasing him. Now watch Flutie motion with his left hand. He's telling the back to move up a little bit, dumps it over his head, and prevents a large loss. Still suffers a 5-yard loss, but what presence of mind in the middle of a rush.
2nd down and 15 for the Patriots. Green Bay is taking over right now. They're fired up. They're playing harder on defense, and their offense looks better. Flutie's pass blocked. Blaze Winter thought he should have had an interception there. That ball was thrown like a bullet at him. How would he know? 3rd and 15. Now the Packers have deflected 3 passes here in the 2nd quarter.
I don't think a Harlem Globetrotter could have caught that pass or intercepted that thing. Blaze is playing well, though. Made a tackle the play before and gets that big hand up on the middle there. Very active nose tackle. Moves around, got good quickness, playing very well. And he's pumped up, as the whole Packer defense is.
Morgan spread to the left. Craig James is also in the backfield. Fryer to the right. Flutie rolling out. Throws it back across the field to James. He comes out to the 25 to the 30. Hesitates. 35 and is out of bounds on his 38-yard line. It's short of a 1st down. They'll have to punt. Dave Brown, the right cornerback of the Packers, drove him out. 4th and 6, and the Patriots will get their punting team in. And Walter Stanley, Mr. Excitement, goes back on his 23-yard line. A little overcast right now, and he won't be looking up into as bright a sun as Irving Fryer had to do in the 1st quarter. Spiegel, sort of a crosswind there. Spiegel boots it, a twisting high spiral. Fair catch called for by Stanley on his 24-yard line, and the Packers will put the ball in play there.
Stanley makes the fair catch on the 20.
We'll take a look at other scores. Cincinnati's come back. Now leads the Jets 12-9. The Jets had a 9-0 lead at one stage. 10-7 Seattle over Cleveland. Indianapolis on top of the Bills. 6-0 Kansas City. Bears got another touchdown. Rams pouring it on Atlanta. They're mad. They got beat last week by the Cardinals. The Redskins 14, the Cowboys 10, and Tampa Bay and the Vikings locked up 7-all. Packers ball on their 24, 1st down. They're ahead in this game 10-3. 3:50 to go in the 1st half. Sterling Sharp, the rookie, in motion. That's Kenneth Davis, the ex-TCU player, who comes out to the 27, a 3-yard gain. And Tim Jordan assisting on that tackle, along with Tim Goad. Len Paul, Gale, and Frank. At halftime, there's Ray Berry, and there's Flutie alongside of him. 2nd and 7. Terry never shows much emotion. If you just came in and looked at him, you don't know whether they're ahead or behind. 2nd down, 7. Woodside and Caruth are the backs now, but McCoskey's going to throw it out to Woodside at the 25, dances away to the 30, and still going is down on the 33-yard line by Johnny Rembert, who's been roaming sideline to sideline this year. Rembert always had a sort of a weight problem. But when Steve Nelson retired and Rembert had to play behind one of the all-time Patriot greats, Rembert knew he was going to have the job this year and had a tough off-season program. Came in here and had 3 sacks and 45 tackles up to today.
He's leading the team in tackles up till last week, too, I believe. They're tied for the lead.
3rd and a long one for the Packers on their own 33-yard line. I don't know whether they made it or not. That's Woodside trying to hit off his left guard. And he's dumped there by Tim Goad, the nose tackle, who refused to give way.
Jordan needs to stop.
And Jordan.
We were watching Lindy Infante on the sidelines watch his offensive team come up short on that running play for a first down. 3rd and about 1.5, and we went for it on the ground and came up short.
The clock shows 2 minutes to go, the 2-minute warning. So we have an official timeout on the field with a score: the Green Bay Packers 10 and the New England Patriots 3. We want to get well wishes to Jim Greenwich, the publicity director of the Patriots in Mass General Hospital. He was all right 2 days ago, put him in a hospital, had a little minor surgery, and he still phoned us last night, giving us some information on the game.
What a tremendous guy.
Oh, yeah, he's one of the great ones in the league. Get better, Jim. Pryor, the safety man on the 31-yard line, the sideline right. He's going to the 40. A flag is down. We may have a clip here. Clip or an illegal block against the Patriots. They had a return right. John Dorsey made the hit on him. And this will cost the Patriots.
Illegal block, number 38, on the return, first down.
That's on Roland James. And it pushes the Patriots back to their 28-yard line, first down. And they have 1:50 to operate now at the close of the first half. They're trailing 10-3. The Patriots outplayed the Packers in the first period. It's been all Packers in the second quarter.
And this Packer defense is getting excited, Kurt. They're getting a little confidence and feeling good about themselves and their place on the field.
Patriots in a shotgun. They'll probably open up in the air now. They've got Craig James in there. They give the ball off to Reggie Dupard on the run. He comes up to the 32 of the Patriots, and that's it. A gain of 4. Brian Noble, who just came in, number 91, made the hit for Green Bay.
Brian Noble is one of the fine young linebackers on the Green Bay team. He's been on in the holdout for a long time.
On 2nd and 6, the pass is complete, and out of bounds goes Dupard again. John Anderson drove him out. So he's thrown to the backs coming out of the backfield. And that ball is going to be spotted out very close to the first down on the Patriot 38.5-yard line. And they have stopped the clock with 1:23 to go. And I think they have signaled a first down. They have.
Take a look here at Johnny Anderson trying to prevent this first down, and it is just barely in by a few inches. Dupard gets his left tootsie just in front of the first down marker.
Ball's on the Patriot 39 with the first down. 1:23 to go in the half. Green Bay ahead 10-3. Flutie pass is complete to Dupard. Dupard trying to get away, runs backwards, and is out of bounds on the 42 of the Patriots. It winds up as only a 3-yard gain. A 2nd and 7. Dave Brown wouldn't let him circle around him. He contained him and then threw him out of bounds.
Held him from going down the field. Dupard was looking for that sideline, trying to get out of bounds and stop the clock. He gave up 3 or 4 yards to stop the clock, but he did get to stop the clock stop.
2nd and 7.
All timeouts left for both teams. 2nd and 7. Patriots on their 42. 1:15 to go in the half with the Packers leading 10-3. And out they go. And James fell down. It's right into the hands of Ron Pitts, and Pitts rolls it. James fell down. Flutie didn't know that, and when he threw the ball out, James was on the ground, the intended receiver. Ron Pitts was there to pick it off, and the Packers suddenly have the ball on the Patriots' 16-yard line with a first down and a chance to pad their lead.
Boy, there's nothing Doug Flutie can do about this. He has to anticipate a little bit, and we couldn't see Doug James fall down. But you see Ronnie Pitts, number 28, who's just been picked up by the Packers a short time ago. See James chasing there. He got up and tried to follow. And watch Flutie on this interception. When he sees the ball is intercepted, he heads for the sideline and gets in on the tackle.
First and 10 for the Packers.
Makes the tackle.
Great chance for him there. McCoskey still moving. Now he's going to run. He's at the 15. He heads for the sideline and squirts out of bounds on the Patriot 12. Driven out by Raymond Claiborne, the right cornerback. That stopped the clock with 57 seconds. James was running a route out of the backfield. He went down. When he started to turn around, his feet flew out from under him. He fell prone on the turf. The ball was already in the air, and there it was, right into the hands of Pitts. Well, the Packers are on the Patriot 12-yard line with a second down and 6. Woodside and Caruth are the backs. McCoskey will throw. It's complete to 81, Perry Kemp. And Kemp goes out of bounds at the 2. And they'll have a first down. And goal to go. Ronnie Lepet tackled him. Perry Kemp, University of Pacific in California. First-year player. Now there are 49 seconds.
Mikowski moving around well, gaining some time, running with the ball. Seems to have a good presence of mind down there, good vision. He's warmed up now. He's getting loose. He's throwing the ball better.
Fullwood and Caruth are the backs. First and goal to go. They're going to throw it. McCoskey's pass is complete for the touchdown. And it's Joey Hackett, the tight end, that caught it. Joey Hackett. It wasn't a pretty play in that end zone, but it was effective, and it's a Packer touchdown with 43 seconds to go in the half.
I kept waiting for the official to throw his hands in the air. I couldn't tell. It looked like it might have been a trap from one angle, and the official was a little slow throwing his hands in the air, but it's official now.
Now the Packers have picked up 16 points in this second quarter. That was a costly turnover by the Patriots here in the last minute and 15 or 20 seconds of the half. Look at him, McCoskey.
It may not be official. I think we're going to review this, and it looks like a catch from this angle, but we've had a timeout on the field, and I believe we're going to the replay booth to take another look.
Yeah, with Johnny Rembert with him, number 52. There's the replay. There's a lot of things they can't replay, especially on judgment calls by the officials, but whether they're out of bounds or whether the ball hit the turf or not, those are the kind of plays.
Watch and see if the ball touches the turf before the receiver catches it, and it does not. The play stands, and a touchdown reception by Joey Hackett.
Right. With 43 seconds to go in the half. Zendejas, the kick is up, and it is good. And the Packers now have built a 17-3 lead. And we're going to take a timeout. We'll be back when the Patriots receive right after this. I'll have to say that, Jerry Kramer, I've been impressed with the second-year quarterback from Virginia, Don McCoskey. He's done well in this quarter.
You certainly had to be impressed with that last touchdown pass, Kurt. He was tried to go one way, tried to go another way, had a defensive player in his face, moved around, waited till the tight end got free, and threw the touchdown pass. You couldn't ask any more than that.
That was Hackett's first reception in a Packer uniform. Came at the right time. The kick by Zendejas. Sammy Martin has it. Gets out to the 20. Hit from behind, push forward, and the Patriots will take over on their 29-yard line with 37 seconds remaining. The Patriots have had a poor year in giveaways and takeaways. They're -8. That means they have given the ball away 8 more times than they've taken it away, and that's last in the American Conference. You'll find in that table every week that the teams that are usually in contention are teams with pluses. That is, they've had more takeaways than giveaways. And when you start giving that ball away more than you're taking, well, that's how you start losing ball games. The Patriots now have 2 turnovers that's cost them here in the second quarter. Greg James in the backfield in the shotgun. Flutie with a snap. The pass is complete to Stanley Morgan on a short one, and they're going to have a hurry-up huddle. Well, now they're going to call a timeout. That's timeout against the Patriots. They have 2 left.
New England, a 40-second timeout.
The score at the end of the first quarter was 3-0 in favor of the Patriots. They've been stopped without a touchdown. The Packers came back. Here's a kicker coming up. Tied there, Jets in Cincinnati. Both teams, Cincinnati on top of their division. The Jets right up in there.
Then Buffalo's had a time offensively, haven't they?
They can't score. They were worried about their offense all year. It hasn't moved much. And look at that. They haven't scored a touchdown in their last 2 games now. Kansas City ahead. The Bears 14-0. Rams roaring away. 28-10 over Dallas, the Redskins. This was a sort of a make-or-break game for the defending Super Bowl champs. They were 2-3, and they needed this one to hang in the pack. There's such parity now that from week to week, outside of 2 or 3 teams, they're all grouped around 500 or just below 500. The Packers, the only team without a win, and they're ahead in this game 17-3. Flutie's pass, that's complete to the 48-yard line to Irving Fryer, who makes the first catch of the game. Time now is 22 seconds to go, and another charge timeout. All the scores and highlights coming up at halftime. With Len, Paul, Gale, and Frank. Yeah, getting back to Flutie as you're looking at him, the Patriots had a chance to draft him when he came out of the ranks of Boston College, where he won the Heisman Trophy in '84. Billy Sullivan, the president and owner, wanted to draft him. Dick Steinberg was neutral. Well, either way you want to go. Raymond Berry didn't want to create a big quarterback controversy. He was against drafting him. He was drafted by the Rams. Then he went and signed with the USFL with the New Jersey Generals. Went from there to the Bears. He started 2 games, won a playoff game for the Bears, and they traded him to the Patriots last year for a number 8 pick. He played in replacement games as a starter. And here he is on 2nd down over the middle. He completes it to Dupard. Dupard, used as a pass receiver today, is at the 43 of the Packers. And there's the last timeout for the Patriots. And when they have 15 seconds to go, they'll probably try and throw one more, maybe for a TD or to get into better field goal range. And
Doug Flutie also came up to Green Bay for a cup of coffee, Kurt. He came up and talked to that team and spent some time up there before he went to New England, so he could have been on the other side of the field very easily today. As we watch him and Raymond Berry over his shoulder, gnawing on his knuckle.
Well, the play is run a million times in New England, the miracle pass against the University of Miami. Here's the flashback back in November of '84, Flutie's senior year. And if you don't think he's got a strong arm, look where he's throwing the ball from. This is a 66-yard pass over 2 Miami defenders. Gerald Phelan catches it in the miracle catch that gave the last play of the game. There's Flutie 22, gave the Patriots the win. Fans will never forget that one. Neither will Jimmy Johnson, the head coach at Miami. He still doesn't know how it happened. We have motion around. The Packers jump. The Patriots jump. Looked like the Packer player, the right outside linebacker Harris, got back, and they're penalizing the Patriots 5 yards for illegal motion.
Number
Danny
73.
Villa, 73. Danny Villa, 73.
I was about to say it would be a perfect time for Doug Flutie to throw another 66-yard pass into the end zone.
So they have a 1st down and 15 on the 48-yard line of the Packers. The pass is complete, going down at the 41. They'll have to hurry to get another play off. Dupard caught the ball. It's about his 4th reception. They're down to 2-1. They won't get it off. And that's it. That's it. That's the end of the half. The Packers trailing 3-0 soundly outplayed the Patriots in the 2nd quarter and have taken a 17-3 halftime lead. What's the reason for the Packer resurgence, Jerry Kramer?
Well, they are running the ball, Kurt. They're coming off the ball. They took a little bit of that certainty out of the defensive mind, gave the quarterback a little more time, and let him throw the ball.
Okay, NFL live halftime activities will continue after these messages from your local station.
Welcome back. Well, Doug Flutie doesn't have the touchdown passes or the runs this week, but he does have 2 tackles in the game. But Green Bay on top. The big news being made in baseball, National League President Bart Giamatti has just suspended Dodger pitcher Jay Howell for 3 days. Not games, days for the Pine Tar yesterday, so I presume Tommy Lasorda right now doing a rain dance, because if the games get rained out, he can play. But the weather forecast is good in New York, and we assume it won't rain in Los Angeles for Game 6, so Jay Howell would be eligible Game 7 Wednesday night if there is a Game 7. Scores and highlights. Wild one in Cincinnati. Everything went wrong for Cincinnati, and yet they lead at halftime, 19-12. Here's how it went in the first quarter for Sam Weich's crew. Keep your eye on Boomer Esiason, and in the end zone is offensive lineman Anthony Munoz. Esiason goes back, trips over his own man. 2 points for the Jets. In fact, the Jets went up 9-0 in the game after recovering a fumble, but Boomer let him back. This one to Eddie Brown, 61 yards. Bobby Humphrey can only watch Brown go into the end zone. So Cincinnati coming back, close it to 9-6. They botched 2 extra points. They blew a field goal. They had a touchdown called back by replay. And the very next play after that, Esiason scrambled, hit Eddie Brown for 8 yards. So Esiason now with 15 touchdown passes. And they showed they can come back from adversity, Paul.
Not only can they come back from adversity, but when you're trying to come back in a ball game and you have a touchdown called back, like the play before Eddie Brown's touchdown pass, it's called back. Doesn't shake a good football team. Boomer comes right back, goes the other way, hits Eddie Brown, touchdown.
So Cincinnati trying to go 6-0 now. Now checking other scores. Another injured quarterback, Mike Pagel out. Don Strock, their 4th stringer, is now in for the Browns. That game at halftime, 13-7 Seattle. Bernie Kosar trying to enlist recruits for quarterback. Anyone in Cleveland wants to play can. Matt Barr for the Browns. Field goal attempt at 22 yards was blocked. Paul Moyer scooped it up. Jeff Bryant made the block for Seattle. Look who makes the tackle. Mike Pagel, the quarterback, and he paid the price. On that play, injured his shoulder. One of 5 quarterbacks injured thus far at halftime, and we're only in the first game of the doubleheader. Now, Indianapolis and Buffalo, Chris Chandler, same story. The Colts quarterback, he's out with a bruised sternum. Gary Hogaboom has replaced him there at 17-7. As you take a look at Chandler pacing, knocked out in the second quarter, but his replacement did the job. Hogaboom came in, 39 yards to Clarence Verdun, gave him a 17-0 lead. Game's now late in the second quarter. Indianapolis leading Buffalo 17-7. Kansas City and Houston. Cody Carlson, the quarterback, knocked out for Houston with a fractured right thumb. Brent Peace came in. He's done terribly. The backup right now in Houston is running back Alan Pinkett. It's 6-0 at halftime, Kansas City over the Oilers. The game you're watching, Green Bay and New England. Green Bay leading at 17-3 at halftime, as Doug Flutie not turning in the magic this week, and Green Bay taking advantage and leading at 17-3 at half. Chicago and Detroit, both quarterbacks, McMahon and Long, knocked out of this game with knee injuries. McMahon also had a concussion. 17-0. Chicago is leading Detroit at halftime. The quarterback carnage goes on. Rams having an easy time. I don't think anyone's going to start showing up for games in Atlanta. It's now 27-0 at halftime. How easy is it to rush against the Falcons defense? Well, Greg Bell of Los Angeles rushed for 110 yards in the first quarter alone. 27-0 at halftime in Atlanta. Washington, fairly easy. Mark Rippon, a couple of touchdown passes, 28-10 over Dallas at halftime. And Tampa Bay has taken the lead, surprisingly so, in Minnesota, 10-7. That game's moving along. They've already entered the third quarter of play. So those are the scores and highlights and the baseball news as we have it from New York. For Paul McGuire, I'm Len Berman. More coming up right after these words from your local station.
There's your halftime score. The Packers, who are the only winless team in the National Football League right now, are leading New England 17-3. The Patriots had a 3-0 lead at the end of the first quarter. We'll return after this message from the National Football League. Packers have come back out in the field, leading 17-3. This is the first time they've had a 14-point lead this year. Among their 2 losses, 5 losses, 2 of them were to Tampa Bay, both by 3 points. And let's take a look. Here's McCoskey, the quarterback. This is the first Packer touchdown in the second quarter.
That great fake in there to Fullwood, and then McCoskey goes around the right side, evades the tackler, and takes it into the end zone.
Another angle, Jerry.
Looking from another angle from the end zone. Again, you see Fullwood dive into the air, kind of holds. Looking from another angle from the end zone. Again, you see Fullwood dive into the air, kind of holds the linebackers for a moment. Mikowski comes out, fakes like he's going to throw the pass, takes it down, and heads for the goal line. And this guy is going in one way or the other. The second touchdown was down to the other end of the field. I like the presence of mind Mikowski displays here. Watch him. He wants to go here with the ball. He sees this is covered, this is covered, this is covered, moves around, defensive tackle in the way, throws a nice pass across the middle to Joey Hackett, who goes down and takes the ball just inches off the top of the turf. Looking at it from another angle, Mikowski comes back. The guys up front are doing a good job there too. Now you got to have somebody blocking somebody up front to have that kind of time, and he has the time to look around and find the receiver in the end zone. Makes a nice throw, and Hackett makes a nice catch to bring the ball off the turf.
That's his first pass reception, as we told you, by a Packer. There's Mikowski, who's playing in place of the regular quarterback, Randy Wright. Mikowski started 5 games last year. He was a runner. They don't want him to run as much, but he averaged 8.5 yards a carry. Doug Flutie warming up for the second half. Flutie has hit 13 out of 21, 127 yards, no touchdowns. Here are the stats, and the Patriots surprisingly are on top of the stats. They've had more total yards than the Packers, more yards passing, more yards rushing. But they've turned the ball over twice.
And more turnovers, Kurt. That's exactly right. That's the difference in the ball game right there.
And they've had more possession time, as you can see. In individual rushing, Stevens leads the Patriots with 20 yards. Ken Davis with 15 for the Packers. In receiving, Stanley Morgan has caught 4. Dupart has caught 5, all short passes. And Woodside and Kemp lead the Packers in receiving with 2. Penalties, 4 for 30 yards for the Patriots, 2 for 17 yards for the Packers.
2 for 17 yards, and that one holding penalty when Sharp had the ball down on about the 3-yard line would have been like an 80-yard penalty, 60 maybe.
So we'll see here in the second half. If the Packers can win their first game, they're the only winless team, and the only undefeated team is Cincinnati. This kickoff is sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers. Fullwood is back for the Packers. And the kickoff goes the other way to Patrick Scott. And we have a flag down. It means it may be against New England. Jim Bowman went downfield to cover that for the Patriots. So let's see what this is about.
Face mask foul, number 28 on the return. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's a face mask foul on the Patriots, and that's called on Jim Bowman. So the Packers have the ball now on their 35-yard line with a first down.
Ball's on the 35. First down.
They have Fullwood and Davis. Fullwood is the lone setback. McCoskey played all the way at quarterback. Gives it off to Fullwood. Comes up to the 40. Running hard, drives to the 42-yard line. Met there by Fred Marion.
Nemberg made the stop.
The free safety.
Nice run by Brent Fullwood. Coach Lindy Infante and I were chatting the other day, and he said he really likes Fullwood's running ability. That the young man can run with the football. He's had a little problem picking up the intricacies of the Green Bay offense so far. Take a look at number 21, Fullwood, coming right at you. He gets stopped here by the safety and just will not go down.
Now it's 2nd and 2. This is Fullwood again, trying to get outside, and they stop him right along the line of scrimmage. Good pursuit by the Patriots that time. As they ran laterally. Jordan on the tackle, number 93 for the Patriots. The Packers now have a 3rd down and 2 from their 42. Talked about that complicated offense by Lindy, who was a offensive coordinator at Cincinnati, then Cleveland. A charge timeout against the Packers here. He is more of a passing man than a running man, but he says, I know you have to have a good blend, but he likes what he calls to put men out in space and let them go to work. Wide receivers, throw to the backs, and get them out there isolated one-on-one.
His first love affair is with the passing game, and he's made no bones about that, and he's brilliant in his execution and planning of his passing game. The running game will complement the passing game in that it gives the offensive lineman so much more time to block on the passing plays if the defense doesn't know exactly what to expect on every play. So you have to make that running game go. You won't win with the run, but you have to be able to run to win.
We haven't had a sack in this game. There's Bukowski's figures, 9 out of 15, 100 yards. Basketball star, baseball star, he does it all. Track and football at Virginia. And now with the Packers. Came into this game completing 17 out of 30. And in the first half, he hit 9 out of 15, 1 for a touchdown.
Made a good move there, too, Kurt. Came up the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 2, critical situation. Didn't like what he saw, uncertain of the play that was called. Rather than make a mistake or run a play that couldn't be executed, let's call timeout. Let's go to the sidelines and talk it over and make sure we know exactly what we want to do in this situation.
Neither team has converted on 3rd down. Each team is 0 for 4. Trying to get a 1st down on a 3rd down play. This is 3rd and 2. The Packers from their 42-yard line early in the 3rd quarter. They'll throw for it. Out it goes to Davis, and they got the 1st down on a swing pass. Kenneth Davis caught the ball and had to be brought down by Ernest Gibson. The Patriots don't use a nickel back. They put 2 defensive backs in. They put McSwain and Gibson in. Gibson, a 5th-year player from Furman. Well executed here, Jerry.
Yes, and this is the kind of offense Lindy and Fonte really likes. The controlled pass, the short pass across the middle, the back swinging out of the backfield like Kenneth Davis did there. Took the ball down the sidelines. 1st down, control.
Green Bay's on the Patriot 48-yard line with a 1st down. Kemp in motion. Didn't go far on that one. As Davis is brought down, hit around the ankles. They may give McGrew. McGrew gets the credit for that one. Lawrence McGrew. 10-minute ticker. Cincinnati undefeated. Moves ahead of the Jets after trailing. Seattle over Cleveland. Indianapolis. Buffalo's finally scored. Kansas City. Bears looked good last week when I saw them. Rams 27, Atlanta nothing. Washington ahead of Dallas, and Tampa Bay over the Vikings. On 2nd down and 10, Bukowski's pass is deflected, intercepted by the Patriots. They have the ball. That's intercepted. There's a flag down.
Flag on the play.
Tim Jordan came up with it for the Patriots on the deflection. And it's in the Patriots secondary.
And Mr. Excitement is pointing at the secondary. Walter Stanley indicating that the penalty may be against the Patriots, and the crowd apparently saw a signal from the referee indicating that. It was a loud cheer. Here's Walter Stanley. Yeah.
He's saying,
Holding number 26.
I was held.
Defense.
Illegal use of the hand.
Automatic 1st down.
That's defensive holding, which is an automatic 1st down, and gives the Packers the ball on the Patriot 43-yard line. The holding was on Raymond Claiborne, the veteran right cornerback.
Big mistake by the Patriots there.
Yeah, they've been making the mistakes today. 2 turnovers cost them, and they've been penalized 6 times. 1st down, Packers out of the eye on the Patriot 43-yard line. A play action pattern right down the middle is deflected, and away it goes It was coming down intended for Ed West, who had broken into the open. Look at the two Patriots down. They were doing ballet moves up in the air that time. Fred Marion. I think the other one is Roland James. I'm not positive. This is some ballet action. Watch the end of this play, ladies and gentlemen.
Mikowski has had 2 balls tipped now, and both of them flying through there. Those players collided. One of them was flying through the air, and they collided together.
We have a timeout in Milwaukee with the score. Green Bay 7 that last play.
Roland James,
Mikowski's pass tipped by one of the linebackers, and Roland James and Fred Marion collide, both going for the ball, and Roland James is slow getting up, but is now off the turf and walking off the field. It appears to be all right.
Darrell Stingley, #1 draft pick of the Patriots out of Purdue, played 5 years, 73 to 77. He had 94 catches, one of the better wide receivers in a tragic accident in a preseason game against the Oakland Raiders. He's here today. He's executive director of player personnel for the Patriots, and Darrell will be in Foxborough for the Chicago Bear game. Made a courageous battle. 2nd down and 10. He's trying to get out. There's your first sack of the game. They bring him down on the 46-yard line. Both these men have been able to scramble away, and that sack is by Tim Jordan, 93. Good put the pressure on, 72, and Jordan wrapped it up. So give Jordan credit for the sack. It's now on the 46-yard line of the Patriots, and they have a 3rd down and 13. Packers ahead, 17-3.
Packers have had their problems with the QB sack.
Out of the shotgun, they put the blitz on. He comes out of the pocket. And was he in control? He got rid of the ball, but I believe the referee said he was in the grasp and control of Tim Good. And that's 2 sacks in a row for the Patriots. And that moves the ball back to the 50. So the Patriots put a pass rush on the last 2 plays and give them credit for that last sack.
Putting a little linebacker blitz in there, Kurt. They're putting a little pressure one way or the other. They're getting something on them.
3 punts for Bracken in the game, 42 yards. A punt. Fryer is the safety man on the 11 of the low snap. And he hooches it away. This is what you want, hanging up around that goal line. It bounds in for the touchback. And the Patriots will put the ball in play. They'll have it for the first time in the 3rd quarter on their own 20-yard line. We're going to take time out. We'll be back with the score. Green Bay Packers 17, New England Patriots 3. That's Steve Grogan on the sideline calling the plays. Doug Flutie still at quarterback. Patriots ball on their own 20-yard line. In the I formation, Fryer going in motion. The pitch is to Stevens. Stevens being chased and contained along the line of scrimmage. Mark Murphy came up to help make the hit on him. John Anderson. Well, the Cleveland Browns have had real bad luck with their quarterbacks. They lost Kozar, Danielson, and now their 3rd-string quarterback, Mike Pagel, separated his shoulder in the 2nd quarter, and he's out for 6 weeks. And Don Strock goes in at quarterback.
Boy, it has been a year for the quarterback going down, hasn't it?
Yeah. 2nd down, 10. Patriots on their 20-yard line. Stevens outside. They chip him up, and he goes down on the 25. There was a fumble, but the ball is already dead. It's already dead there. Getting a 5.
And a holding call against New England.
Preliminary indication is holding against the Patriots.
Packer defense starting to really get excited. They're getting some good, solid play from that linebacking core. The crowd's getting into the game, generating some excitement on the field, and the Packer defense is playing very well right now.
Here's the call.
Holding number 87, offense. Second down.
That's on the tight end, Lynn Dawson. That's their 7th penalty. Here's the ticker again. Look at that tie. Seattle leading Cleveland, has lost their 3rd quarterback for the year. Indianapolis, Buffalo's back.
Coming back.
They were 14 down. Now it's the Rams way ahead. We can take a look at them there. It's on the 11-yard line. It's 2nd down and 20. The Patriots mired deep in their own territory. They've gone nowhere. There's another flag down. Flutie's pass is complete to the 24, but a flag on the play. Penalties and 2 costly turnovers have hurt the pass today. And the Green Bay Packer players clapping their hands. We're getting into a situation now. It's a false start. We're getting into a situation that the Patriots have not done anything since the first period in offense. And the question is, how long does this man, Raymond Berry, now go with Flutie at quarterback? Will he make a change, do you think, Jerry Kramer?
Boy, I don't think so, Kurt. I think you've got to leave Flutie in there till he's just about totally dies. You know, there's been people in New England have been clamoring to see Doug Flutie for so long that to take him out now without there being, when there's any doubt at all in their mind, I think would be a mistake.
2nd down and 24. Got him. That is Craig James, hit by Brian Noble and Tim Harris. Noble got to him first. It's on the Patriots 5-yard line. They have a 3rd down and 24 to go.
Again, that Packer defense really getting excited. We saw a shot of Trevor Maddich, number 64 for New England on that last play, who had replaced Danny Villa at left tackle. A little excited, offsides, another penalty, another play. The Packers are really generating some excitement and putting some pressure on that New England offense in all phases of the game.
Patriots still haven't converted on 3rd down. They have a 3rd down, 25 to go. Out of the end zone, Flutie's pass is complete to Craig James. James stopped at the 16-yard line by Johnny Holland. He has to go short underneath. That's the only way he can complete him because they're not giving him the long pass, and it'll be punt formation with the Patriots line of scrimmage. They moved it up to the 18-yard line. 4th and long.
Excellent defensive play again. You saw those 3 linebackers converge on Craig James, one on each side of him, one in front of him, and he wasn't going to be going anyplace.
Beagles in punt formation. There's Mr. Excitement, Walter Stanley, on his own 40. He'll be looking into a bright sun. And that kick is a low end over end. Stanley on the 48-50. 45 of the Patriots still going. Flag down. He's chased out of bounds. And he's out on the 40-yard line, around there, 41-yard line, but we have a flag drop. Ickey Woods, a 5-yard run. Cincinnati's moved back ahead of the Jets, 26-19. Patriots really hammered the Jets in the opening game of the season. The Jets looked bad. They were picked for last of their division in the American Conference. And they won 3 in a row, and everybody said, well, it's a fluke. Well, they're giving Cincinnati all they want today. That's a pretty good football team right now, Jerry, the New York Jets. And Ken O'Brien is having an outstanding year.
Boy, they really caught fire. You know, early in the year, they were rebuilding, a bunch of new players, and don't expect anything this year. And we've got a long way to go. And all of a sudden, things
Illegal
caught
block,
fire.
number 54, Green Bay, on the return. 1st down, timeout.
We had a timeout. The illegal block was on Scott Stevens. So with a timeout, we'll tell you the scores. The Green Bay Packers 17, the New England Patriots 3. There's Flutie alongside Steve Grogan. The Packers have a 1st down on their own 48. They're ahead 17-3. Fullwood over the 50. 45 still going. And a 1st down at the Patriots 40. That's why they drafted him number 1, that kind of running. a couple years ago.
You know, it just sometimes takes a while for a young running back to grab the system and get comfortable with everything. I remember as we watched Fullwood here come up the middle for about a 9-10 yard gain. Nice run, avoids the tackler, good, solid, consistent running, good leg drive. Reminds me of Jimmy Taylor a little bit. You know, Jimmy Taylor, our fullback back in Green Bay, took 10 games before he learned the offense, before he could learn the plays. So it's not unusual for a young guy to have problems.
Green Bay's on the Patriot 40. Kemp was in motion. That's Fullwood again. He ripped off another 5. Let's go right now to Gail Gardner in New York for an NFL update. Gail?
Thank you, Kurt. In Buffalo, the Bills coming back against the Colts. Jim Kelly added a shotgun. He goes 16 yards to Andre Reed, who beats Willie Tullis, cuts the Colts lead to 17-14. Let's go back to Kurt and Jerry in Milwaukee.
Okay. So the Bills
On the 35.
right with them now. 2nd down, 5. Fullwood, 3rd time in a row he's carried the ball. He pounds for 3 to the 32-yard line of the Patriots. Big pile up there on the right side of the Patriot line. We have a couple of injuries. Lepet has a bruised knee, they say, and Ernest Gibson is in there for him. The left tackle is a little more serious. Danny Villa will get more of a report, and Trevor Matic has replaced him at left tackle in offense. 3rd down and 2. The Packers on the Patriots 32. Fullwood and Woodside are now the setback. They will keep alternating, but McCoskey's going to the air. Out to Woodside. They got him. He slipped away. They stopped him short. Rembert came up and slowed him down, and the hit was by Tom Gold, the nose tackle. 4th down, the crowd yells, "Go, go." They don't get paid to make those decisions.
Yeah, they don't get fired when the decisions backfire either, do they?
4th down, 3. McCoskey is signaling over to the bench. Green Bay's already used a timeout here in the 3rd quarter, which is waning away with 5:30 to go. Fullwood is an offset back. Kenny Davis is out wide. Now Fullwood hops behind the quarterback. They're going to pass. They give it to Fullwood. He's going to have the 1st down. Beautiful play. Look at him. He's still going.
All the way.
And he's going to go in. It's 33 yards for Brent Fullwood. And he is charged like a bull here in the 3rd quarter. 33 yards. Patriots has shots at him and couldn't hold on to him. 33 yards for the touchdown, and that may put them over the 100-yard mark. Let's see what they had. They had the 42 in the first half. They're close to that. They haven't had a 100-yard game in rushing this year.
This is by far the longest run of the season. We watch Brent Fullwood go up inside.
1, 2,
Roland James takes a real shot at him here, but the young man keeps his feet, keeps his balance, and gets a block from Keith Woodside downfield as we kick the extra point.
Fullwood now has had 10 carries for 74 yards, 7.4 average. Take that anytime. Timeout, 24-3 Packers. And the two coaches, Infante said, "I knew it was going to be tough, but not this tough," when he went winless in his first 5 games. That's Sammy Martin with the Patriots coming out on the kickoff return. And they spin him around, knock him down on the 23-yard line. And that's Joey Hackett, the tight end, who went down. Now another look at that great 33-yard touchdown run by Fullwood.
Interesting call on 4th and 3. The Pack decided to go for it. Fullwood, who is, you know, we said earlier, a pretty decent runner, has not had that great a year. In fact, he's had 84 yards in the first 5 games. Broke 2 or 3 tackles there for a 33-yard gain and an excellent play.
Patriots ball. They have not moved the ball since the first period. There's a drive by the Packers. They were ahead in this game 24-3. Patriots have had no offense since the first quarter. That pass is no good. Into the turf in front of Stanley Morgan.
Morgan, the intended receiver.
Tim Harris rushing Flutie hard. 10-minute ticker coming up. Cincinnati back out in front again. Seattle holding on. Indianapolis has scored a field goal, 6 points. They stay locked up there, Kansas City and Houston. The Bears, the Lions scored on them finally. Rams running away. So is the Redskins, and Minnesota's come back to lead Tampa Bay. So 10-minute ticker. 3rd down, 10. All kinds of motion in the line. The Packers are bluffing blitzes, or trying to disguise them. The Patriots are moving around. I believe it's Trevor Maddox, the left tackle.
Full start, number 64.
It is.
Offense.
Trevor Maddox, who had to go in at left tackle, replacing the injured Danny Villa.
Out of position a little bit, Kurt. Has been the center and is now playing left tackle, and the Packers are getting a little bit of a pass rush, and Trevor is a little anxious to get set, a little anxious to get in position, and has been offsides twice now in this 3rd quarter.
Just been a series of countless mistakes for the Patriots in the 2nd and 3rd quarter. Got 8 penalties on him now. Flutie scrambling away. Throws the ball. And desperately trying to get it to Irving Fryer, who was covered in the secondary by Mark Lee, or Tiger Green. He was throwing for his life. Robert Brown, the right end, putting the heat on him. Number 93 of the Packers. So they're not getting time to throw. They have no running game right now. And when you're ahead 24-3 and you got the sense of we're coming on, the Packers are just flattening their ears and going at it.
That's exactly right.
3rd down, 15. Everybody's scrambling. They say it's an incomplete pass to Cedric Jones. Packers recovered. It was jarred loose, but Jones never had control of the ball. And again, the Packers stopped him. That's Ken Stills that jarred it loose. They have a Patriot player down.
Flutie moving out of the pocket again like he did earlier in the game to get a little time. He was throwing the ball to Irving Fryer. Kenny Stills, number 29, came up behind and knocked the ball loose. And Fryer is down on the turf. He's injured at the moment.
Sorry, just a little correction. It was Jones crossing over, and Fryer was crossing right toward him.
Okay.
So that's Fryer down.
Yeah, the pass was intended for Jones.
Somebody. Jones.
It's interesting, Kurt, we were talking about the Patriot offense having a little trouble now. You notice in the 1st quarter when they were running the ball successfully, they were had a balanced attack, good pass protection. The quarterback had time to throw. Flutie was throwing from the pocket, rolled out occasionally at his choosing. He would roll right, he would roll left, do exactly what he wanted, as we watched Steve Grogan warming up on the sideline. And it looks like we're about to see Grogan. Doug has had a difficult time this last quarter. He's getting tremendous amount of pressure on him, scrambling all over the place and throwing the ball badly a couple times.
Jose Canseco hit his 3rd home run of the American League Championship Series. He's hit 2 with nobody on and 1 with 1 on, and Oakland leads the Red Sox 1-0. It's pack the bags time if the Sox don't win today. Fryer is being helped off the field. The score here, if you just joined us, is 24-3 in favor of the Packers,
Number 80,
who have controlled this game since the end of the 1st quarter. And the Oakland game is Hurst and Stewart, the pitchers.
That could be a very costly injury to the New England Patriots. Irving Fryer is a fine young talent, fine young receiver, and it looks like it might be something in the knee.
Jeff Fiegel to the punting.
Jeff Fiegel to do the punting. Stanley's on his 42, looking into the sun. short kick. Stanley takes it on the 49 of the Packers. And he went the wrong way, backwards. He took it on the 49. He's tackled back around his 42-yard line. A 34-yard punt, minus 8-yard return, and Vincent Brown went down to horse collar him.
Trying to get behind that wall of blockers, you sometimes have to lose a little ground to get around the corner, and he lost a little ground and never got it turned up.
Reminder to our viewers, we'll be selecting the Budweiser Most Valuable Player for today's game at the conclusion. First down, Packers on the 43-yard line. They're leading 24-3, 4:35 to go in the third quarter. Play action. Complete to the tight end, Ed West. West is down on the Patriots 47, and it might be a first down. He's hit by Ernest Gibson, the left cornerback. West, 2 touchdowns this year. He's caught 13 passes, 7.7 yards. From Auburn, his 5th year.
We watched Lindy and Fonte. That last pass was a perfect example of what your running game does for your passing game. That play fake into the line froze those linebackers and gave the quarterback plenty of time to throw the ball.
First down for the Packers on the Patriot 47. They fake a rollout by McCoskey. He's got a man wide open. It's complete to the tight end West. Come right back to him on a rollout play, and another first down. And the Packers are just sort of shredding the Patriots now. Roland James with aid from Johnny Rembert. Packers have controlled this ball, Jerry, in the third quarter almost all the way.
They have been doing things properly. That running game, again, makes everything else work. Ed West caught 6 passes last week, had his finest day as a Packer, and Mikowski is hitting all receivers. Everybody on the field has been catching the ball.
We'll total up the Packers rushing yards. First down to the Patriot 29-yard line. In the eye, Fullwood. Fullwood is ridden down by Tom Gold, number 72, the nose tackle. Paul Molitor, Milwaukee Brewers star. Third baseman, good hitter, good everything for a long time with the Brewers.
Second and 8.
Second down. Long 8 to go. They're in the eye. And down goes Ken Davis. Ex of Texas Christian. He's brought down on the 27 of the Patriots. Third down. 7 to go. Time moving on. Packers eating up the clock. Now they get Sharp, Kemp, Stanley, and Scott into the game. 4 wide receivers.
The Packers have had about 115 yards rushing today versus 34 against the Bears and 39 minus the quarterback's run against Tampa Bay.
They're 1 out of 7 in third down conversions, the Packers. And he's going to take off. He won't make it. He's out of bounds on the 25 of the Patriots. He's short. It's 4th and 5, and let's see if the Packers try the field goal with 1:38 to go. That play was turned in by Rembert, who slid along. McGrew came up to help. And Zendejas, who's hit 4 out of 9 now. This will be a 43-yard attempt. Coming in here 1 out of 3 between 40 and 49. 43-yard attempt. The kick is up, and it is no good. He missed that one.
The kick by Zendejas is wide to the left.
And nobody feels worse than Mr. Zendejas right now.
Well, you know, they've got 2 brothers. One of them has 2 sons playing in the NFL, and the other one has 1 son. So they're scattered around. It gets confusing sometimes on Sundays when they start posting those field goals.
It does, Kurt.
I believe we have a new quarterbacks come in for the Patriots. And it is
Mr. Grogan.
Grogan at quarterback.
Flutie couldn't move the team after the first quarter. Grogan is in there now in the shotgun. Grogan's quick pass is to Craig James. James brought down the first down for the Patriots at their 36. Well, Grogan hits it early, and John Anderson made the tackle. Time called. James goes out. There's Flutie's final stats. 14 out of 25. 140 yards. No touchdowns. 2 interceptions. Grogan again. This pass is, intercepted by Ken Stills. He's intended for Cedric Jones, and Stills brings it back to the 48 of the Patriots. Ron Pitts it is. Ron Pitts, the son of Elijah. He brings it back. It's 2 interceptions for Pitts today.
That is Stanley Morgan we're looking at on the turf, and he really got nailed. Didn't see who hit him, but he was coming across to catch the ball, and watch the defensive player come up. The ball is thrown over his head. He goes up a little bit for it, and right here, Chuck Cecil comes in and really gives him a shot, and he is down and out. You see Ronnie Pitts make the interception and turn up field with a great return on the play. But boy, what a lick that was on Stanley Morgan.
Still is 29, Pitts is 28. And they get the bottom of those numbers hidden. They all look alike. Let's take another look at this.
Another look. The ball is thrown a little bit high, and Stanley comes down and really doesn't have a chance to catch his breath. And Chuck Cecil, a fine young hitter and a fine young football player, got a reputation, intercepted 3 passes so far for the Packers, got a reputation as being a pretty tough young kid. Also a scholastic All-American in college, a bright young man, and it was just a combination of time and events, and Stanley Morgan was in the wrong time at the right place. And it's kind of difficult to see that with Darrell Stingley sitting on the sideline.
You know, Cecil intercepted 20 passes in his high school career in Arizona. Then 21 in college at Arizona, which is an all-time career Pac-10 record. And in his rookie year, he's already picked off 3 passes this year.
Fine young football players. We look at Darrell Stingley, a young man who's had to live with a hit just like that for the last 10, 11 years. He had to live in a wheelchair, the quadriplegic, in a situation much like the one we just witnessed. You can't help but wonder the thoughts going through Darrell Stingley's mind at this moment. As we look at Stanley Morgan, a 12-year veteran on the sideline. One more look. Chuck Cecil comes up, and good, solid play. Nothing dirty, nothing out of the way. Just a fine, solid hit. Stanley Morgan is seriously hurt, it looks like.
They brought the stretcher on the field. Coming up next, most of these NBC stations. Stay tuned for the second half of our football doubleheader. Some of you will see a battle by the Bay when the American Football Conference champion Broncos take on the 49ers, plus regional action. Check local listings for the game in your area. Our score here is 24-3. The Buffalo Bills, who were trailing Indianapolis 7-0 or 17-0, have rallied and have now taken the lead 21-20.
We're taking a look here at Chuck Cecil, number 26, the young rookie for the Green Bay Packers, and he was the defensive back that delivered the blow on Stanley Morgan. I mean, you know he feels very badly about that. It was then they're looking at Stanley. It was a good football play. It was a good, clean football play. Nothing out of the way, nothing out of the ordinary, except that it was an extremely violent football play. And that's something none of us like to see. Shot of Coach Raymond Barry on the field looking down at this player. We're getting the stretcher together now and trying to put Stanley on the stretcher and very gently, very cautiously move him off the field. And it's going to take a moment or so.
You look back at some old films and talk to some old-time players way before your time, Jerry Kramer, when you played in the 60s. Sometimes they used to drag them off the field. You know, a fella could have a neck injury or a spinal injury. They just go out and take him and haul him off feet first.
Yes, that's right, Kurt. They're much more cautious today, and bless them for being cautious and taking the time to make sure, you know, that we don't do any additional damage. As we look at Cincinnati still leading.
Houston has rallied now and moves ahead of Kansas City in the fourth quarter. And the Redskins 18 points over the Cowboys. And Minnesota's come back.
Tampa Bay, Minnesota got themselves a pretty good football game down there. You know, that Tampa Bay team may be a little better team than people anticipated this year. If my man Vinny, you know, gets consistent throwing that ball, he's a pretty exciting young quarterback, and he has got a great touch, and he can do some things down there at Tampa Bay if they give him a chance.
Well, right now Tampa Bay has won 2 and lost 3. Both their wins have been against the Packers. Still 1-0. The A's up in the second, and Seiko hit a home run, third of the series for the Oakland A's. The Bears are winning. They're on top of the Central Division of the National Conference. Green Bay is last. Detroit's losing. Darryl Stingley again. I did a feature on him, and Where Are They Now? On the Lenny Dawson, Nick Bonacani show. Very, very positive thinker for what he's gone through. There's Raymond Berry. Long delay here. There's Grogan, 14, crouched over Stanley Morgan. The tight end is Dawson, 87.
Stanley Morgan, the personification of a pro. His 12th year, he seemed to play better and better and better, and Raymond said that the last 3 years have been his best years. Conscientious, dedicated, committed, intense, really capable football player. And you hate to see any kind of an injury to any guy, and especially a guy that is such a great pro.
Well, he went to the Pro Bowl for the 4th time last year. 2 consecutive seasons. He was out of the University of Tennessee.
Nearly 500 receptions, Kurt. He's been here a while and been a performer.
Well, I'll tell you, in '86, he caught 84 passes, led the NFL, and 1,491 yards. He's got a career average of 19.7. There's the upcoming schedule. There are still 4,600 unsold seats for Cincinnati next week. Then the Patriots go to Buffalo, and then have the Bears and Miami at home. They got a tough grind there. The Packers will play the Vikings. Then Washington right here in Milwaukee, on the road against the Bills and Atlanta.
Not exactly what you'd call a bunch of breathers coming up there for the Pack.
Let's review what's happened here if you joined us. The Patriots got a 44-yard field goal by Garcia in the first period with 3:28 to go after a 56-yard drive was stopped. In the second quarter, then Deos hit one for 25 yards for the Packers very early in the second quarter to tie it. Then the Packers took the ball and moved down the field, came from their own 25. Mikowski, the quarterback, rolled out, went over 2 yards out with 5:11 to go in the half. And then with 43 seconds to go, they scored on a little short pass to Hackett. Stanley Morgan getting a hand. He's taken off the field. That touchdown just before the half was set up when Pitts intercepted for the Packers.
Ronnie Pitts showing a nose from the ball. Kurt, you know, the last time I saw Ronnie Pitts before this week in the training room, was when he was about 4 years old. Elijah used to bring him over to the training room on Saturdays and on odd days, and he was telling me that his favorite nursery rhyme was Snow White and the Three Pigs.
Packers ball, first down.
First down for the Packers on the Patriots 43-yard line. We're back into action. They're in the I formation. Fake. McCoskey's going for the bomb. He's got him out in the open. And it's no good. Walter Stanley trying to dive for that one. He had a couple of steps on Raymond Claiborne. Couldn't quite get it. The ball a little overthrown, and Claiborne was trying to catch up to him. Watch him get the lead on Claiborne.
Boy, this is close. Mr. Excitement gives him a couple moves. Looks like he wants to go inside and then flies down the sideline. Claiborne's behind a little bit, and he dives for the ball here and just doesn't quite get control of it and slips through his hands and bounces back, and we want to make it look good, but he dropped the ball.
54 seconds to go in the third quarter. And Stanley Morgan being put into the ambulance, and we'll try and get a report on him as soon as we can. Second and 10 for the Packers. They're ahead 24-3. Farouk is a lone setback. They're going to get to him, and it's called a sack at the 46. You know, a lot of the fans boo this. A lineman will, even one arm can do it. If you get a grasp on the quarterback, and then what the officials say is control, you control him, that's a sack.
And you're really protecting the quarterback.
That's what they're trying to do with this rule.
Really protecting the quarterback. That's exactly what it's all about. You don't want to take that have that defensive player take the quarterback, swing him around in a circle and dump him on his head. If it gets close, hey, play's over, sack.
That was Brent Williams that sacked him. That's the third sack for the Patriots. The Packers haven't had any. The Patriots have made 3 turnovers today, and the Packers none. On a long third down play, it goes to Sterling Sharp, who catches the ball just short of the Patriots' 40-yard line, but they're short of the first down.
Marion made the tackle.
So it'll be 4th down and 8. We're nearing the end of the third quarter here. As you see the clock. So at the end of the third quarter, the score is the Green Bay Packers 24, the New England Patriots 3. We'll be right back after these messages from your... Sammy Martin will receive this punt from Don Bracken. Irving Fryer was shaken up a little bit earlier in the third quarter. And here's the punt on 4th down. This one is headed for the end zone and goes in. I'm Kurt Gowdy along with Jerry Kramer. And we're going to have the Patriots now with Grogan taking over on the 20-yard line. Doug Flutie played all the way until late in the third quarter when Grogan replaced him. Here's through 3 quarters. The Packers for the first time this year go over 100 yards rushing, and that's helped them. They have been last in the league in rushing. Passing is even. Total yards, the Packers have moved ahead. The Packers were behind in possession time, but they made up for that in the third quarter and now have had the ball more than the Patriots. Martin put 3 wide receivers in. Grogan. Look. Oh, look out. That was Dave Brown dashing in front of Dupart and nearly picking that ball off. And he had a walk-in or a touchdown.
Dave Brown has 55 career interceptions and needs one more to move him onto the top 10 of all time. Ty Lim Barney and Pat Fisher with one more interception, and it was close that time.
What a game they're having in Buffalo. Indianapolis back out in front, 23-21, 13 minutes to play on a field goal. Grogan's pass, he really drilled that one, and that's to the rookie Sammy Martin of LSU. First down. Patriots on their 41-yard line. Johnny Holland made the tackle on the rookie. He has replaced Stanley Morgan. Look out. Grogan is hit, and he goes down. Throws it out to Reggie Dupart, and Grogan was decked. And then there was Sean Peterson putting a good rush on him. second string right in from Arizona State, a rookie. There he is, 96.
Sean appeared to be late getting into his position that time. Kind of came skipping up to the line of scrimmage as about time the ball was snapped and really didn't get set, just kept right on going.
Patriots on their 40, 2nd and 10. Cincinnati hanging on so far. As we saw in the fourth quarter of Buffalo. The other scores are about the same. Grogan nearly slipped, and that pass to Martin was no good. There with him is Ken Stills, a free safety. Sammy Martin, 175-pounder out of LSU. Third down. I'm just checking here. The Patriots have not had the ball, I don't believe, in Green Bay territory in the second half.
3rd and 10.
They haven't. This is about their deepest penetration this half, the 40-yard line. 3rd down and 10. Everybody moving. That looks like a false start by the Patriots. What caused that? The Packers were acting, bluffing around with blitzes and dancing back out of them.
Start, number 78, offense. 3rd down.
You know, Kurt, Gino Cappelletti gave us a fascinating statistic last night. He was saying that of the 14 teams that rushed more than they passed last week, 14 of the 14 won. The week before, the team that rushed the most, 13 out of 14 won, and the week before that, 13 out of 14.
Patriots have had 3 turnovers and 10 penalties. They haven't converted on a 3rd down play. Grogan. That's intercepted. Chuck Cecil, tackled by Cedric Jones, flipped the ball off. And there he is.
26. Cecil on
Chuck Cecil on the interception. Lateral to Brown when he flipped it off.
That's the
4th interception for the rookie this year.
That's the young man we just saw put that hit on Morgan a moment ago, and this is the rookie, and this is his 4th interception in 6 games. That's pretty outstanding for a young rookie.
Certainly
has
is.
the presence of mind to lateral a ball to David Brown when the tackler has him around the ankles, and it's the Packer ball at the 49-yard line.
And they're ahead 24-3. Really in command right now. They have Woodside as a tailback, sharp in motion. That's Woodside breaking through and going to the Patriot 47. So it has to be, so far, a satisfying day for the new Green Bay coach, Infante. He's trying to get improve the run. They've gone over 100 yards for the first time this year, and their defense has played well. But it hasn't been a bad defense this year. They're up there about 5th in their conference in defensive total defense statistics.
The defense has played well, Kurt. The things that they started off doing, like the offside penalty, the interception, interference, the holding, so many things they did the first quarter, are the kind of things that have beat the Green Bay Packers all year. But since then, they have eliminated the mistakes.
2nd down, 6. Woodside and Fuller. McCoskey out to Fuller, and he's out of bounds close to the 40-yard line of the Patriots. Taken out by Ed Reynolds, the inside linebacker.
More on that thought about eliminating mistakes. Coach Infante told the team this week, he said, you have been playing 2 football teams out there. You play the opponent and you play yourself. And you yourself have been beating you more than the opponent. So if you can eliminate the mistakes, stop dropping the balls, and stop beating yourself, you can be a pretty good football team. And that's what the Packers have done the last 3 quarters.
There are the Patriot injuries today. And right now, the temporary diagnosis on Stanley Morgan is a concussion. Took him to the hospital for observation. 3rd down and a short yard. A fake to Fullwood. Wide open is Ed West, the tight end. He's running for a touchdown, and he's in there.
Out of bounds.
No, he stepped out of bounds. He went out of bounds on the 7. What a fake by McCoskey that time. Up the middle. 3rd and a short yard trying to drive for the first down, and then he just took it away from him and flipped it out to the tight end. Excellent call.
You ever remember Bart Starr taking into the middle?
Wasn't he? He loved that.
On short yardage, that running action, play action pass, and Ed West, number 86, makes a nice reception and dances down the sideline. Comes close to going all the way, but is knocked out of bounds on the 7-yard line.
Roland James knocked him out. Green Bay on the Patriots 7, and right now the Packers are laying it on the Patriots. Since the first quarter, they have been in command. Mikowski now is 16 out of 24, 191 yards. Second-year quarterback, a young quarterback. Fullwood blast into the end zone. His second touchdown of the game. Yeah, he's all fired up. This has been his best performance by far this year, and the flag is down.
He's pumped up. That offensive line is pumped up, and you saw Fullwood give the ball to Ken Rutgers, the right tackle, and let Rutgers spike the ball that time and be a part of that touchdown celebration.
Well, let's see what it's going to be about.
We have an unsportsmanlike conduct foul for illegally spiking after the touchdown. Number 75. It'll be enforced on the kickoff.
Well, a little bit expensive for Rutgers to get the spike, but
hey, for an offensive tackle to get a spike, it's worth it. Let him spike the ball one time in his life.
Fullwood got his second touchdown. That's what counted for the Packers. Then Dayos for the extra point. And it is good as the Packers are running away from their interconference rival New England Patriots. It's now 31-3, and they have stopped the Patriots cold since the first period. The Patriots have not been in Packer territory in this half. We'll be back. There it is. Green Bay pouring it on. Allen and Martin deep for the Patriots on their 9-yard line. Then Dayos kicking off from his own 30 after the penalty. An illegal spike, and that's Sammy Martin with the ball. Coming out to the 30, 35, the 40, brings it upfield almost to his 45-yard line. They like this young Martin. When he runs upfield, he runs up there with some punch. I mean, he's going right at you, and he'll run into people and take them with him. All right, let's take a look at the 10-minute ticker. The Bengals still on top, going for their 6th win in a row. Cleveland's come back with a score. Seattle leading by 6. Indianapolis back out in front of Buffalo. That'll be a great finish there. Defensive battle, Houston and Kansas City. Bears looking good, leading Detroit look bad. And it's a big win for the Redskins over the Cowboys. Doug Flutie is back in the game now. Flutie's back. And runs out on the 47-yard, 48-yard line. Chased out by Brian Noble. This is interesting. You bring Flutie back in.
Why?
Well, I would say this game looks almost out of control, and maybe they want to get him back in here and some playing time, experience in the Patriot system. Oakland leading 2-0. Henderson, an RBI double.
2nd and 7.
He's a good postseason player. Nobody wanted him, but he won it in '86 for the Red Sox. Here he's back again having a good postseason. Drop.
What was that? What kind of
far.
pass do you call that?
Well, he can throw them anyway. Overhand, sidearm, underhand, basketball flip passes.
It looked like a push pass from the chest.
But it was Grogan back on the sideline. Grogan threw a couple of interceptions when he came in. Tony Eason has a bad arm. It's getting better. Nobody knows when he'll be back. There's Grogan, 2 out of 7. And Tom Ramsey started last week and was lifted after 3 quarters when Flutie came in and sparked him to the win. 3rd down, 7. Patriots on their 48. They have not been across the 50-yard line in this half. And they still aren't. That pass was to Cedric Jones, Chuck Cecil defending. Jones has averaged 16 yards a catch, and there goes the photographer down. Cedric Jones comes back and says, I'm sorry. Couldn't help it.
Incidentally, we got word that Stanley Morgan, the injured Patriot, had a bad concussion. As we watch Cedric go down the sidelines, Chuck Cecil will come over right here from his safety position, but the ball is out of bounds, and Cedric runs over the photographer.
Safard and Patupu are in the backfield. Flutie with a 4th down. They're going for it.
Offside.
And you have an offside or a motion penalty against the Patriots. Pass is incomplete, intended for Cedric Jones in a crossing pattern. And Flutie saw. Shucks. Ray Berry. Yeah.
Ray has been unhappy with the offense all year. It's just been non-productive is his term. He can't seem to get things going.
Number 83, offense.
That was on Jones, as we called it at the line of scrimmage.
First down the other way.
Packers decline it. And still the Patriots have not been in Packer territory in the second half. That's how dominant Green Bay has been, led by this young quarterback from the University of Virginia, Don McCoskey.
First down for the Packers.
And he's had good statistics. 16 out of 24, 191 yards. An official's timeout. We'll be back in Milwaukee, 31-3 Packers. At the start of the game, we asked, pardon me, Jerry Kramer about the Packers. He said inconsistent. They've been consistent today, getting some rushing yards, over 100 for the first time this year. Brett Fullwood's been the spark there, and we'll talk about him. Right now, the Packers have the ball first down on the Patriots' 48-yard line. Here's Fullwood, and he's out of bounds in the 45. That gives him 87 yards rushing. It's more yards rushing in this game than he's had the previous 5 games. He came into this game with 84. Jim Bowman made the tackle. That's his career high also since he's been with the Packers, a #1 draft pick last year.
Talking with Coach Infante earlier in the week, there have been some bright spots on this Packer team. Hard to see in an 0-5 team, but there had been some talent. There had been some moments. They just hadn't been able to put it all together. They certainly are doing that now.
44, 2nd and 6 in Patriot territory. There goes Woodside. Trying to squirm. He doesn't get much, maybe a couple of yards to the 42. And it was Edmund Nelson who's in there now, who made the hit on him, a 3rd string right in. It was interesting what you told me that Infante told his team this week.
About not beating themselves?
Yeah.
Yeah, that they had been playing 2 football teams. They'd been playing the opposition, and they had been playing themselves, and they themselves had been their own worst enemy. And today they've eliminated those mistakes, those penalties, those drop passes, and have not played themselves.
Out of motion. This is a 3rd and 4 play. McCoskey to Fullwood. And a screen, 40, first down, 35. Fullwood running hard again. Taken down by good block there by Mark Cannon, the center. And Darrell Holmes, a hard-hitting free agent last year, made the tackle, and the Packers have another first down on the Patriot 32-yard line.
We look at Raymond Berry on the sideline again.
They're the ones that beat themselves today. They've had 4 turnovers. They have had 10 penalties. The Packers have had only 4 penalties and no turnovers. The Patriots have not crossed the 50-yard line in the second half. First down, Packers on the Patriots 32. Fullwood, they want to see him. Here he goes.
Oh boy.
Goodbye.
Oh boy.
Goodbye. Fullwood gets his 3rd touchdown of the game. 32 yards, and he goes over 100 for the season. That ought to give him a real spark.
It really should. It really should set him up for the rest of the season, knowing always in his mind that he's capable of this kind of performance, I think. Not quite sure, but today, you know, it's going to be a 100-yard plus day for him. It's going to be a big difference in his future. Takes a little step inside as Mikowski hands the ball off, cuts back inside, and hey, it's off to the races. Gets a couple blocks out there. Kenny Rutgers is out there giving him a block, and he's going to go sidestepping into the end zone.
And Deos for the point, and the Packers now lead 38-3. Since the first quarter, it's been all Green Bay. There's the Auburn All-American, Brent Fullwood. He replaced Bo Jackson the year after and made All-American. Jackson was All-American the year before. They turned him out at Auburn.
Another angle with Brent Fullwood there, who has so far gained 118 yards for the day. As Kurt said earlier, he had 84 for the first 5 games. So a totally different young football player today and a totally different Green Bay Packer football team today.
Hey, one thing that we've seen a lot of the Patriots, Jerry, you might want to comment on, is a lot of arm tackling.
That's an example of the rushing comparison here, but Patriots a total of 63 yards. Brent Fullwood 118, and accepting the congratulations of his team on the sideline. But it seems like arm tackling and not tackling well feeds on itself. You get behind and you lose your enthusiasm a little bit and things just don't go well. On the other hand, you break a run for 4 yards, for 5 yards, and a couple more, and everybody gets picked up and the line starts to block and it all comes together.
Kick is coming to Marvin Allen on the 2. And they squeeze him out of bounds on his 23-24 line. Gary Richard went down. I want to go back. You know, I'm sitting here with a man that we were both in the first Super Bowl game. Not together. I was upstairs. He was downstairs. That was the game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Green Bay Packers. At right guard for the Packers was one of my memorable games I ever broadcast. I was very curious of how the AFL could play an NFL team, but this just wasn't an NFL team. This is one of the great NFL teams of all time. I want to get into that arm tackling in a minute. Flutie gives it to Dupard. Dupard gets about a yard. Look out. Dupard was unhappy. And that's Tiger Green. They were going at each other. Number 23, Tiger Green. Anyway, in the second quarter, Kansas City had a good second quarter. A lot of play-action passes. Lenny Dawson was a clever ball handler. And at the end of the first half, it was 14-10 in favor of Green Bay. 2 or 3 years later, as we look at the 10-minute ticker, there's a final. Seattle wins. I was with Willie Davis, the defensive captain. What did Lombardi say to you guys at halftime? He says, quit reaching and arm tackling. Hit somebody. You remember that?
He hated arm tackling.
Yeah.
He'd like to see that shoulder and those arms grasped around the runner, the ball carrier, and the shoulder driven through the offensive player.
Oh, the Vikings just squeaked by. Let's see. That makes the Vikings now are 4-2, and Tampa Bay's 2-4.
We got a penalty flag down on the far sidelines, Kurt. I don't know if that was Tiger Green or... He looked more like Tiger Jack Fox, the old boxer there for a moment. No.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness on number 30, offense. First down again.
That's on Mosey Tutupo of the Patriots. Unnecessary roughness on the 11-year veteran. Denver at San Francisco. The Broncos and the 49ers next. Over most of the NBC network, Merlin Olsen and Dick Enberg. Well, I thought Dick was great over there in the Olympics.
He is just a consummate professional.
Well, he did a little talk piece about Greg Louganis, one of the best I ever heard. Flutie. To Dupard. Keeps on to it. He maybe wish he hadn't. Got it at the 18-yard line when Mark Murphy pounced on him. The Patriots just can't open up anything against Green Bay. They haven't been able to cross the 50-yard line. They've just been stifled.
You know, I would like to see Flutie put a little more zip on that ball. His ball seems to be floating a little bit today, and it takes a little longer to get there than you would like to see.
9:50 to go in the game. Now he's got some time. Or he did have some time. Fumble. Tim Harris batted the ball away from him. That was a fumble. His hand did not start forward. That was not an attempted pass. It was a fumble. I believe Dupart recovered it.
And Tim Harris went by earlier. Jason Flutie. Sometimes you'll get 2 or 3 shots at a guy like Flutie, but he went by earlier and was blocked out and then came in from behind and knocked the ball out of Flutie's
That's like those rolling in a gun gallery at a carnival. You know, when they keep coming around at you 2 or 3 times, you may get another shot.
Get him eventually, huh?
Third down. 21 yards to go. And they roll out again. This is a screen to Dupart, coming up the field and gets out to 26-yard line, taken down by Weddington. They're throwing a lot to Dupart in this game. Weddington, second-string linebacker from Oklahoma, his 3rd year. It is 38-3 Green Bay. They hadn't won one yet. The only team without a victory in the National Football League 1988, and they're winning with authority today. Walter Stanley ready to do something here to live up to his own given nickname, Mr. Excitement. I like his modesty. What do you call yourself, Walter? Mr. Excitement. Good punt by Fiegels. And Mr. Excitement gave him some excitement as he dived for that one on his own 39. Timeout on the field in Milwaukee. 8 minutes to go. Green Bay 38, New England 3. With this loss today, the Patriots will have lost 6 straight games to National Conference teams. 38-3 Green Bay, 8 minutes to go. Green Bay has the ball in their 40-yard line with a first down. Ken Davis, the tailback in the eye. That's Kemp in motion. Davis has it at the 40 and down at the 43-yard line. Darrell Holmes came up to hit him, the free safety. Second down, 7.
Started to talk about it earlier, that tendency of a good running game to feed on itself, a good offense to feed on itself. You get a run, you get something happen, and the whole football team increases their level of performance a notch or 2. The line starts blocking better, the backs start running a little harder, the quarterback's a little sharper, the performance of the whole team improves.
Euchre just came in at tackle for the Packers out of the eye. Second down, 7. The rookie Sterling Sharp goes in motion. And that is Davis once more. He goes out to his 47-yard line, a 4-yard gain. The Packers have 3rd and 3. Raymond Claiborne made the hit on him, and as the Packers run this ball, the clock ticks on. All right, let's take the 10-minute ticker. Cincinnati now is roaring away from the Jets. They're on their way to their 6th win in a row. Seattle won today. Buffalo's come back to take the lead over Indianapolis. Low-scoring game. Houston's still up by 1. Chicago's on their way to another win. The Rams won. 3rd down, 2 to go. Green Bay on their 47. Bukowski down the middle, completes it to Sterling Sharp. He has a first down at the Patriot 45-yard line where he's hit by Vincent Brown, the inside linebacker. Sharp has caught 3 for 36 yards. 2 other finals, the Redskins win and the Vikings win. Let's see, the Redskins now are 3-3. The Giants leading. They play Monday night. The Eagles, they're 3-2. Cardinals are 3-2. Dallas will be 2-4. 2-0 in the 4th inning, Oakland against the Red Sox.
Ball on the 44, first down.
First down, put it on the 44-yard line of the Patriots. The score here is 38-3, Green Bay. Paul Ott Carruth. I asked Green Bay people yesterday why the full name. So that's his full name, Paul Ott. He's a distant cousin of Mel Ott, Hall of Fame baseballer. He used to hit, cocking one leg up in the air as his front leg as he stepped into a pitch. Boy, could he hit.
2nd and 7.
He was so good Jerry, when he was 16 years old, they wanted to send him to minors, and McGraw wouldn't let him. So I don't want somebody to ruin him. He's going to sit right by me.
16 years old.
16 years old.
Incredible.
San Diego ahead of New Orleans. 2nd down 8. That's Davis dancing away. Look at him. He's hit from behind by Lawrence McGrew. And again, the Packer runners are just breaking tackles here.
Just
Watch
running
how many
away from
times
people.
he's hit.
Paul Carruth got a nice block there to help Davis downfield. Ron Hallstrom also
There's 1.
trying to get out in front.
2.
Trying to stay out of the way right now. Davis has finally got a piece of somebody. Hallstrom did, and Davis goes on down the field for a nice gain.
Green Bay on the Patriot 14-yard line. Total yards rushing, Green Bay. We'll figure it out. First time this year they've gone over 100. Percy Kemp in motion. That's Carruth. And he's still going. He's down to the 8-yard line where Tim Jordan had to take him.
This is one of the reasons why teams that can rush win, and winning teams rush. At the end of a ball game, when you want to use up the clock, not necessarily in this situation, of course, when you want to keep a team off the field, but the ability to use that clock. Watch Paul Carruth come up behind that wall of Packer players. Now that offensive line is starting to move off the ball. Paul gets a little plugged up on the inside, moves it outside, finds the hole, but he's getting some blocking up front.
Packers have gained 190 yards on the ground.
Incredible.
2nd down 4. Davis and Carruth. Davis going for the goal line and in there. Ken Davis, who had gained only 57 yards in the first 5 games, breaks loose for an 8-yard touchdown. And this is mayhem in Milwaukee.
Incredible from all angles. Ken Davis gets the ball. That offensive line moves off the line of scrimmage, is now dominating the line of scrimmage, and Ken Davis is starting to feel the confidence and the power of a winning football team, and he runs over one tackler and gets into the end zone.
Then Deos for another point. That's good. 44-3 Green Bay. Bullwood has scored 3 touchdowns running. Davis has just scored an 8-yard touchdown run.
Watch Davis as he moves in behind that offensive line. Gets a nice hole here at the line of scrimmage. Now he's just going to run over a tackler right here. Number 41 comes up, and Davis just keeps his balance and has seen Bullwood run for a couple touchdowns today, and he said, hey, I want one too. Goes into the end zone. And from a third angle, the blocking up front, Paul Carruth puts a nice block on. Ronnie Hallstrom got a block up front. Dave Croston got a block up front. And Kenny Davis runs right over Darrell Holmes on the way to the end zone.
Well, we've got another final. Houston won their 4th game against 2 losses, and they beat Kansas City 7-6. Look at this score. Running to Marvin Allen. Flag is down. Still going out to the 31-yard line. Kansas City's lost some tough games this year.
Gideon Stills made the tackle.
And they are now 1-4-1.
Houston win that game? Is that a final?
Houston won it 7-6.
Houston got a good football team down there.
Illegal use of the hands. Number 80, kicking team on the run back. 5 yards from the end of the run, first down.
That's against Clint Didier, the tight end. Gives the Patriots a ball on their 36-yard line with the first down. incredible story of the second half. The Patriots haven't crossed the 50-yard line. They have been completely contained by an aroused Packer defense. Flutie still in at quarterback. It's good. And the fullback Tutupu came out to take that ball on the 45 for a yard short of a first down, 2nd and 1. Again, the shotgun. Every play a pass. There's a deep pass, and it sails over the head of the intended receiver out there, Sammy Martin, the rookie.
Green Bay has had everything come together today. We talked about them being inconsistent, the penalties, the problems. They have played very well today, offensively, defensively, and the young quarterback, Mikowski, I think has done just an exceptional job. Obviously, that running game has helped him, but he has shown poise and leadership in that position. A good job today.
Here's a surprise. San Diego leading New Orleans 14-0 in the first quarter. Dupard, 50. There they go in the Packer territory for the first time in the second half. And they'll have a first down at the Packer 42-yard line as we're approaching the 2-minute warning. 14-0. San Diego just blocked the punt, recovered in the end zone for their second touchdown. And the 2-minute warning is officially given here with the score: Green Bay 48 and the 45 and the Patriots 3. 2 minutes to go. 45-3 Green Bay. The most valuable player today.
Kind of a tough choice, Kurt. That offensive team of that Green Bay Packers has looked pretty well.
Patriots first down in the Packer 42. Flutie's pass is going to be intercepted by Ken Stills. He's got it. Stills looking to lateral off, couldn't do it. That's the 5th pass interception today by the Packers. 5 turnovers, all interceptions by the Patriots. 3 by Flutie, 2 by Grogan. That ball was high to the receiver and deflected off his hands. So they got to give the passer some of the blame for that.
We've had some of those today. The ball seems to have flown on 2 or 3 occasions with Doug, and just has not had a good day. Started off pretty well, though. That MVP, Kurt.
Wait a minute. There it is. Now you got it. You got to get that in there, see. Here we go.
I was going to say we could give the whole Packer offensive line or the whole defensive team, but we gave it to Brent Fullwood, number 21.
That's the most valuable player. It is sponsored by Budweiser. Foul along the line of scrimmage. He had a big day, 118 yards rushing. That's more than he made the previous 5 games. And he scored 3 touchdowns, 2 of runs of 32 and 31 yards. And Budweiser will make a contribution to the United Way on behalf of all the MVPs selected in today's game. Here's the Patriot report card. 5 interceptions by Flutie and Grogan. Rushing, Dupart led the rushing with only 31 yards. Morgan was a high in receiving, and then he was knocked out of the game with a concussion, taken to the hospital for prevention measures. Packers, Koski, excellent today, young quarterback. 18 out of 26. Fullwood, good running. West, the tight end, the best receiver. Kenneth Davis. Flag goes down. And for the Patriots, mercilessly, under a minute to play. They haven't scored a touchdown. They're behind 45-3. Ed Reynolds made that last tackle. Now the Patriots come out of this one and will play at home against the undefeated Cincinnati Bengals next Sunday. And it looks like Cincinnati will still be undefeated. Right after this one, we'll switch to San Francisco for the Denver Broncos and the San Francisco 49ers. The Broncos won 2, lost 3. Seattle won today. They're 4-2 on top of the Western Division. And, of course, the 49ers are 4-1. There are 3 teams tied for the lead in the Western Division of the National Conference. Rams won today. They're 5-1. And New Orleans is 4-1. San Francisco is 4-1. And New Orleans is behind San Diego 14-0. Down they go. They'll try and freeze it away. Uh-oh. Mixing it up.
Frustration.
Gotta be.
Just frustration. Just too long a day, too bad a day, too many missed tackles, too many blocks. Hard to take at the end of a game like this.
Vincent Brown reaching out there. Talking about Cincinnati. Team that, what'd they win last year? 4 games, something like that.
Something like that.
Are going to be 6-0 after today. They came from behind, and late in the 4th quarter, we're leading the Jets 33-19. Cleveland's going to have to stay on top of them. Cleveland losing today, they're going to run away with that division.
I'll tell you, that Denver-San Francisco game is going to be a pretty good football game. We might be looking at a Super Bowl preview there.
You know, if you pick the most valuable player right now in the NFL, it has to be Boomer Esiason.
That's right.
The quarterback at Cincinnati. That's it.
Great season.
The Packers slam the Patriots today, 45-3. Infantile and Barry shake hands, and it was a frustrating day. They started Doug Flutie after the first quarter. He couldn't do anything, neither could Grogan, and that tells the story. 45-3 Green Bay. Kurt Gowdy.